612 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter checking traffic, having a little bit of satellite trouble with Howard. We'll get that back on for you right after the break.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah. Had a good night last night. My wife had to take the kids over for some school project somewhere, so I had the house to myself. I got to lay in bed and watch Nixon get buried.
That was a fun show.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I liked when Dole started crying.
Yeah.
But I was watching CBS News, and they cut away when he started crying. What they did was the camera was on, like, people in the audience.
Oh.
Bad camera work. 10 demerits for CBS.
How did they know he was going to crumble?
He really went.
Hard to anticipate those things. I mean, even you.
Yeah, because, you know,
said these were really unemotional people.
Yeah, Dole has really been crying a lot on TV lately.
All you have to do is talk about his arm or
Nixon.
Or Nixon.
Yeah.
And get him going.
Yeah. He was really losing it. It's hard to lose it over a guy like Nixon, but a lot of people were.
Did you see his brother?
Yeah, it was tough on his brother. His brother really loved him.
Yeah, I kept looking at, and they kept flashing to this guy
Weeping
in the audience who was just a mess. And I said, God, he looks a lot like Nixon, and I don't remember him having any sons.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny? I thought, you know how, like, as soon as Elvis died, there were Elvis impersonators?
Yeah.
I thought it was a guy who had spent thousands of dollars on cosmetic surgery to look like Nixon. He was a Nixon. He was like Richard M. Dixon.
Right, that's who I thought it was. I said, is that a Nixon impersonator?
Richard M. Dixon.
Really broken up.
Yeah. So I thought that maybe... But you know, because Nixon's brother's in really good shape. He looks good.
He looks great.
Yeah.
So there must have been a lot of years between them.
Now, Julie Nixon Eisenhower must have gotten a nose job.
Really? You think?
Yeah, because she, you know, seriously, I mean, I hate to sound like a horny bastard, because, I mean, she's not the most attractive woman in the world.
And even at a funeral.
Yeah, I was
thought of sex.
Sure. I did. She's kind of like, she kind of has, like, nice legs, and she had a nice body.
It's not bad. And it's a very vulnerable time.
Yeah.
She needs comfort.
She needed comforting, and that geeky husband of hers. The one who looks like Ernie from My Three Sons. He didn't seem to be comforting her much. Tricia Nixon.
You know who he also looks like? He looks like Ron Howard's brother.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, poor bastard.
I thought that would be like too much of an obscure reference.
Yeah, but no, everybody remembers that little kid who was so cute.
Well, anyway, Tricia Nixon Cox.
I didn't realize how right you were, because I never took a good look at her face.
Yeah, she looks like Nixon.
Until after you said that yesterday, and she has her father's exact face.
Yeah,
right
with the nose.
to the warts.
Yeah, I know. And the twitching of the eyes.
Oof.
And the nose. She needs a nose job, I'm telling you.
But you would get those warts removed, wouldn't you?
Me, personally, no. I like to gross people out. You know me, I'm always going for shock value. Me, personally, I wouldn't remove them.
Hair sticking out of them.
Hair sticking out of my warts. No, of course I would remove those warts. Remember I had that mole on my nose?
Yeah.
That was like raised, and it was almost getting witch-like. Sure, I had that sliced off. You know, I always get these little tiny growths and stuff. I always get them sliced off immediately. If I sense that one's coming through, I get it sliced off.
You get it sliced whether there's something there or not.
Right, I get it before it grows. The Stern's very vulnerable to those nasty growths. I remember I saw this like big wart on my nose. Like it was like a raised birthmark. So my nose...
Had it been there all the time?
No, ever since I was a little kid, there was a birthmark there, a little tiny freckle. It was almost cute. It was a freckle. It was a freckle.
And then it grew.
Like when my nose started growing, the growth started growing. And now, not only did I have this distorted, ugly nose, but I started to have a growth coming out of it, which was even more disgusting.
Something to call attention to.
Yeah, something in case you missed my nose the first time.
It was like the signal corps.
Yeah. If you hadn't concentrated on my nose, because the other day I was looking at some old tape. Ganji had it on in my house, and Ganji goes, "Hey, what's that on your nose?" I go, "Ganji, why don't you just make tapes?"
Yeah, nobody asked you to comment.
Yeah, you don't have to analyze my every look. Dick. Stupid dick. Yeah, he asked me. I go, well, he goes, what's that on your nose? Like dirt or something? I go, no. I had a little growth there. Taken care of. I should have left it on just for goofing on. You know what I mean? Like by now it would have been about 3 feet high in the air.
Oh.
Would have been bigger than my...
It was growing?
Yeah, it would have been actually bigger than my actual nose. It would have been like a small Chinaman growing out of my face. Chang.
You'd give it a name, it was so big.
Yeah, Chang. So, anyway, so I was laying in bed. I watched Nixon being buried, and then it was coming up on 8 o'clock. And, 8 o'clock on Wednesday night is my favorite night of TV, which is Beverly Hills 90210.
Were you afraid that the former president, was going to cut into your TV time?
Well, yeah, but I had to cut away first of all, Reverend Billy Graham was the worst speaker out of all of them, which was funny. Like, everyone else gave a pretty good speech. Like, you could sit through it. It was kind of interesting. Reverend Billy Graham went on at 8 o'clock, and, I don't know. He loses me. I'm not a big fan of that guy.
Well, he's one of those guys. I mean, he sticks to that script.
Yeah.
He has those measured tones.
Yeah.
And he
every
always
word
says something from the Bible.
Yeah. It was kind of an interesting crowd, too. Like,
yeah, I like the going through the crowd, picking out who was there.
Celebrities. It was better than the Academy Awards. You had Bob Hope. It was like old age home, celebrities. You had all the ex-presidents. You had Bob Hope. Hey, how you doing there, everybody?
Yeah, you can sort of analyze how everybody's doing and who might go next.
And you see there was a whole pecking order. It was like the ex-presidents got to sit up front.
Yeah.
Then behind them, it was vice presidents.
Uh-huh.
Even Spiro T. Agnew.
Spiro Agnew, I hadn't seen him in years.
Doesn't he look like now the man with the X-ray eyes at the end? He has no eyes.
Yeah.
He's got like 2 black holes where eyes are supposed to be. Looks like Ray Milland. Spiro T. Agnew. And the guy looks healthy as a horse, amazingly.
Yes, somehow he's robust.
Yeah, I mean, now you want to talk about scandal. There's a guy who, just bounced from disgraced. I mean, he was Mr.
No contendere.
Yeah, he was the moral guy, everyone's got to be moral majority. I'm for I'm for this and that and the other thing. You got to be honest. Boom, that guy, that sucker just took money while in office.
Every office he had, practically.
I know. I bet you a guy like that looks like he's not stressed out at all. I swear to God, I bet he never read the newspapers. I don't even think he knows he was dismissed as vice president.
They told him no contendere. He doesn't even know what it means.
Yeah, and he thought he was the vice president. They just sent him around the country for the rest of his term. He didn't know.
Don't come to work today.
Because the guy
wasn't really much he did anyway.
Yeah. Hey, I always said when he was in office, people named Spiro shouldn't live in this country. That's not an American name. Spiro. Yeah, what is this, Africa?
He was always running around saying things he probably didn't understand.
Yeah.
Geek snobs and what were some of those words he used to throw out?
Well, he was always goofing on the press, and then they had their way with him.
Yeah.
Whole damn administration was in disgrace.
First him, then his boss.
Yeah, I found people were struggling to have something nice to say about Nixon's administration. Everyone avoided Watergate. Yeah, he had some difficulties, but
yeah, but look at his whole life.
Yeah, look at everything else but that.
Don't just dwell on one thing.
Right. Well, he was a family man. Everyone kept saying that.
Yeah, everybody kept talking about the love between him and Pat and referring to the letter he wrote.
Just take a look at him and say how much. First of all, Pat was way too good for him.
And remember, the best story was that he used to go on dates with her and drive her and the date around.
I know.
That's the best.
Hard up.
Loser.
Yeah. Did he really, he met her, he was her friend?
Yeah, he liked her and so much that when she had a date, he'd say, I'll drive you and him.
Nowadays, they call that stalking.
Yeah, that's right.
Our president was a stalker.
I can't believe she'd allow him to do it.
Yes, sir.
You know what that reminds me of? Remember that teenage movie? They show it on HBO all the time, where that girl who really likes this guy. Who's that? What's her name? Mary Beth Stewart Masterson or something?
Oh, Some Kind of Wonderful?
No. What's the name of the movie?
Some Kind of Wonderful, Mary Stuart Masterson, Leah Thompson, and Eric Stoltz.
Yeah, Eric Stoltz is in love with Leah Thompson, so Mary Stuart Masterson drives Eric Stoltz and Leah Thompson around.
Around, right.
Yeah, that was cool. And she, of course, gets him in the end. Like Nixon.
Yeah.
I ought to do a Nixon movie where just concentrate on the Nixon love years. And it would be really cool. It would be just like, Nixon driving chicks around and trying to get dates, and then all of a sudden wooing them, and he dresses up as a drummer or something. I don't know, Nixon.
You kids hungry?
Nixon, the love years. Hey, Pat, I love you, but you won't date me. So I would like to drive you and your date around. Well, Dick, that's crazy. It's sick. It's okay. I'll be your guardian angel.
Nothing of it.
Think nothing of it. And then, like, he gets in the car and he's driving around.
Staring in the rearview mirror.
Pat, feel free to touch his lap in the rearview mirror. Feel free to touch him.
Kiss him. Kiss him.
Kiss him. Kiss him.
Kiss him.
I'd really like to produce a television project like that.
Yeah, that was some wild affair.
Nixon the Love Years.
Oh, man.
Nixon the Love Years. Ew. If I can't have her, I'll drive her around and woo her.
Nixon in love.
Yeah.
She looks frisky tonight.
Why must I always be a Nixon in love? That's pretty cool that he, like, won her over.
Yeah. But, boy, how humiliating.
Why would they tell you that?
You know, I've sat here for 2 years in this car waiting for Pat to fall in love with me. For 2 years, I've watched her with other men. For 2 years, I thought Pat was a left-handed woman. And then I realized I've been watching in the mirror as she worked over her men. Oh. Ooga. Maybe I'll put on a pair of blue jeans and win Pat over with my casual look.
Maybe I'll unbutton the top button on my collar.
Hey, if any network wants to hire me to produce Nixon the Love Years...
You're ready.
I'm really ready. I've got a great special. I'll wear his chauffeur's uniform tonight, and Pat will feel bad for me.
Men in uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder where that transition from driver to boyfriend came.
Well, Pat evidently, in her early years, slipped into a coma. She was laying naked in a diaper in a hospital. And Nixon just jumped on top of her.
What an opportunity.
Opportunity knocks.
When she woke up, she was married.
Hey, by the way, that woman died.
I know. I heard that on the news yesterday.
Yeah, the woman who was laying in Harlem Hospital wearing a diaper. She was laying there in a coma. She was real sick. Some homeless dude he was in the hospital being treated for AIDS. He jumped on top of her and raped her while she was in a coma. But she died. And they're saying if she died for any reason due to the rape, then
she'll be charged with murder.
Yeah. I'd say you should be charged with murder anyway, but what can I tell you?
You don't want to live after something like that. You don't want to come out of a coma.
Did you watch the funeral on CBS or CNN?
I watched it on ABC.
All right. Well, so, the only thing different between the coverage, the network coverage, obviously, is the commentary and also what camera shots they decide to go with, because I don't think it's shot with a pool, is it?
No. They all had different
feeds.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ed Nixon, Nixon's brother, was really crying pretty heavy.
Oh, he really broke down at the end.
Right in the beginning, when he first started crying, CBS had a camera right in his face. And he didn't know the camera was on. And when you start to cry, sometimes you get the sniffles?
Yeah.
So his nose began to run. Now, check this out. His nose ran, and they kept the camera on for the whole thing. And the snot slowly dripped and dripped and dripped. Now, I'm telling you, the snot was dripping for over a minute, so they kept right on it. I know that these guys are having a good laugh.
The snot patrol.
So wait a second. And the Nixon guys have a big piece of skin between the nose and the lip. That's their trademark. And it's always full of stubble because they have a terrible 5 o'clock shadow. So the piece of snot is making its way through the ridges of the stubble, and it's going down and down and down and down. Now, finally, it hits the crook of his lip. And this is a long journey. I mean, the camera's staying with it. They didn't cut away or anything. It hits the crook of his lip, and then you go, I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to wipe his lip? So then it drips into his lips, and then he just starts eating it.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I swear to God, I saw the whole thing.
You're making that up.
Swear on my life.
Where's the cracker?
You bring me the tape.
I didn't tape it. I'm telling you, get me the coverage of CBS television. Get me that coverage.
Because on ABC, there was a moment with Trisha.
Yeah.
Where, they had her in profile. So, you could see the bumps on her nose.
Right.
And you could see the funny little Nixon nose.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, as you're looking down the nose, you notice there's a little bubble.
Oh, yeah?
At the end of
the
so
why
nose.
Don't you believe my story?
And I thought, is that a tear? Or is that something in her nose? And then when she was breathing, it would pulse up and down.
Oh, really? I missed that. See, I like stuff like that.
Like a jellyfish.
Yeah. But I kept looking at, Julie Nixon Eisenhower. I don't know if I'm the only guy who did it. This is why I'm bringing it up. I'm looking at Julie Nixon Eisenhower's legs, and, she's crossing
you really
them.
looked her over.
I really wanted to do her she's like a little goody two-shoes. I just wanted to be nasty to her. Give her, some really hard sex.
Oh.
Be really nasty. Just really make a moan and stuff. Get her in the shower, shave her down a little bit, because I'm sure there's like a wild jungle there.
No.
You know, I don't think the Nixon girls must shave like a penthouse pet.
She doesn't look hairy, though.
No, she doesn't look hairy, but she does have dark hair and stuff, and I'm sure there's just some hairs running up to that belly button. Yeah, but she looks like she's in good shape or something. She's like, she needs some nasty sex from me.
Ready for a workout.
Yeah. And she got a good body on her.
She does.
You know, why should a girl stay in such good shape and not get to use her body?
She's got David there.
Yeah, good. Opie. Well, then I saw Governor Pete Wilson get up and give a speech. He's the governor of California. I said, you know, I know he was a friend of Nixon's and stuff, but if I become governor of New York, will I be expected to speak at heads of state funeral?
Yes, possibly.
Yes. Can you imagine? I saw Governor Christy Todd Whitman in the audience.
She was there, yes.
Yeah, and every time I look at her, I go, I wonder if she ever thinks of me and thanks me for that job.
I'm sure.
I don't know. I wonder. Not that I'm looking for any thanks, but I really did give her that job.
I figure she must occasionally think of it when she thinks back on the election. She invited us to the inauguration.
I think she'd ask me to be her escort to the Nixon funeral.
I don't think she'd go that far.
Yeah. Doesn't like me that much. She'd rather give up the governorship than do that. No, I saw her on TV the other day talking about how, you know, hey, I really love this job. It's a great job. And I'm like, yeah, well, I had something to do with that.
Maybe she'll back you for governor.
But I was just thinking, yeah, sure. I was just, you know, everyone always repays the favor, huh? I just think if I become governor, how cool it would be, like if the president dies, you know, and I get up there. This crook is finally going into a hole where he can no longer be thought of as a crook. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, because today is a great day in our nation's history. Another crook going into a hole.
All the living presidents. Oh.
Yeah, right over. I think it's funny, too, when you see Jimmy Carter sitting there next to Ronald Reagan and all the crap they used to say about each other, and then you see Clinton speaking, and then they put the camera on Vice President Quayle, and, you know, he's seething, and he has that little smirk on his face like, oh, this isn't a good speech. I could do better. You know.
It was nice seeing George and Barbara again.
Yeah, it was cool how they had them all parade in order of presidency. Oh, wasn't that great? And didn't Hillary look downright stunning after you see all the other first ladies?
Yeah.
It was amazing. You go down that line, and then you had Hillary. Boy, did she look good last night.
You know, I know everyone says Hillary's a plain Jane or something, but I don't know. I think she's kind of foxy.
She should hang out with them.
Yeah, maybe I'm crazy. She kind of reminds me of Judith Regan from Simon & Schuster a little bit.
Yeah, that's not a bad
yeah, she kind of has that look.
Analogy.
Yeah.
Those presidents, it was like a wax museum.
Yeah.
Walking wax.
Oh, yeah. And Reagan had that cancer on the end of his nose, so he has like half of his nose missing.
Yeah, he was looking very strange.
Yeah.
And seemed to know where he was sometimes.
Yeah, and I think maybe he was wearing lipstick or something. I don't know.
You know, there were moments where he was just sort of looking around and you go, would somebody tell him where he is again?
I was watching Nixon and his wife, and Nancy looks fantastic.
Yeah, she never seems to be bothered by age or anything.
No. That's because she got that old fool of a husband. She just sits at home. Doesn't bother her. But I kept, the whole time I'm watching them, I go, you know, I know your daughter pretty well. I'm pretty sure I could get some sex from her. I'm almost positive I could be having sex with your daughter. How sickening would that be? Because, you know, the commentators
would be... And that her daughter looks a lot like her.
Yeah. It would have been like, you know, I could hear the commentary. And by the way, as you know, the Reagan's daughter is engaged to shock jockey Howard Stern.
And you could have been there. Get me into that funeral.
Yeah, well, the first order of business, if I was dating Patty Davis Reagan, would be to patch her up with her parents so I could get into cool stuff. Hey, you got to make a reconciliation. Why? I hate them. I don't care. You got to make a reconciliation.
Family is important.
If you want some of this sweet sugar that's between my legs, honey, you're going to have to go make some serious apologies to your parents. And my sugar is so good that she would go do it. Because no girl wants to miss out on that. I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Friday, in a special phone poll, we wanted to know if you would vote for Howard Stern for governor. Well, now that he is the official Libertarian candidate, you may be interested to know that 68% of callers voted yes, they would indeed vote for him. So to paraphrase one of Howard's most widely quoted lines during his early campaigning, what's really scary is that all you people are permitted to vote. that could well be his campaign theme.
Got an incredible ring to it, Governor Stern.
I'm Barry Nolan.
I'm Terry Murphy, and after our story, Run, Howard, Run, we got plenty of calls, as you might imagine. Here are just a few of them. Good night, and thanks so much for your contribution.
Hi, this is Jane Kirkham from Trenton, New Jersey. I'm calling about the Howard Stern story. I don't agree with his politics, but I don't think it's any more ridiculous that he run for governor than it was for Ronald Reagan to run for president.
Hello, my name's Tony Bush of Mitchell, Indiana. I think that Howard Stern should stick to his radio show. I don't think government is any place for a person of his kind. Yes, he is successful at what he does, but politics should be left to those of integrity.
This is LaTon Clark from Houston, Texas. I think it's wonderful that Howard Stern is running for governor of New York. He is honest and very outspoken about what is really going on, which is what this country needs. God bless you, Howard, and I hope you win. If you win, I would definitely move to New York.
Hello. That's the best.
I will definitely move to New York.
She prepared a statement.
She was like Miss America.
Yeah.
I have a few words to say.
I have a few words to say on behalf of Mr. Howard Stern.
I like the one who before that who says people of his kind. I think she's referring to the fact that I'm half Jewish. People of his kind.
We need to leave politics to people of integrity.
Yeah. Well, what about the half of me that's a good Christian man?
Integrity.
Yeah, we wouldn't have anybody in office.
Left people.
I don't know. I saw that lineup of presidents and all their henchmen. You know, each one of them had sort of an interesting past. So, I don't know. I wonder if I'm really not all that qualified.
That wasn't Mount Rushmore.
No. Hey, quickly, before I get to just about everything in the world that we have to get to, and believe me, there's plenty. There's plenty. Oh, was I furious this morning? I got up late this morning. If you notice, I got in late.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, I got in late. I was like, I get crazy because I like to read the paper before we start. But I have, God bless me. I am an organized man. I have an alarm clock next to my bed. It sits there. I have a special clock.
Yeah.
You might have the same one. Did you get those gray clock radios where you have? Fred has it.
Yeah,
that's who has it.
Two alarms.
2 alarms on it.
Yeah, I have that.
Do you have that as well?
Yeah.
It's a great clock. I wish I knew who made it.
Nakamichi.
Nakamichi makes it. All right, there's a free plug. It's a great clock.
It's the best.
Yeah. And in fact, it's a weird clock because it comes linked. This is weird. You have a main clock which sits on your side.
And then like a slave.
And on your wife's side is a slave.
A slave.
Yeah, it's a slave clock where you set all the alarms and then you could set her alarm for her as well.
Right.
Okay. Now, I did a very smart thing because I don't want my wife setting my clock for me, and I don't want to set my wife's clock for me. I got enough trouble with my own clock, so I got 2 master clocks. So we each have our own master clock. You set it. I can set up to 2 alarms on it. It's perfect. And I always have the same alarm set. I never turn it off.
I never have to set my alarm.
Right, only on weekends. So you got to change it.
I just turn it off.
Right. Good.
I feel so lucky.
But for some reason, my wife or the cleaning woman has to listen to radio while they're in my room. My wife has a clock on her side, but they turn on my clock. They screw around with the radio. And last night, someone must have turned my alarm off because I didn't touch it. And last night, I should have been suspicious because I heard music coming out of my radio. I never listen to the radio for music. Never. Not in my room.
And I don't have my alarm set to music.
No.
It's set to buzz.
Yeah, I just use it for the alarm. I don't want to hear no friggin' music. Sounds like work to me.
Right.
You know, anything that sounds like radio sounds like work to me. Believe it or not, it's my nightmare. I used to actually enjoy listening to the radio when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now I listen to it and I go, oh, I hate this. I hate everything. I got to go to work. So I don't even like listening to music shows because I'm thinking about the poor disc jockey who's sitting there worrying about his next record ending and he's not set up with his next record. It drives me crazy because that's my nightmare. I hated being a disc jockey. The only reason I started talking on the radio and doing shows is because it was easier for me than spinning those stupid friggin' records. I hated those records. With those records, I had the 2 turntables, and I'm constantly running back and forth, trying to get trying to find Buffalo Springfield somewhere.
Jackets were flying all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, there's 9 billion records in the wall, and I got to go find Buffalo Springfield, and the record's running out. 3 minutes isn't a whole lot of time to get all set up. You got to get your commercials set up, and I would go crazy.
You know the way you toss commercials now? It used to toss record jackets.
Oh, my God. Ask Fred. Was it like a cyclone?
Oh, forget about it. It's like every record in the studio was out on the floor. The program
you used to
director.
play Frisbee in there.
Well, when I was in Hartford and in Detroit and in Washington, I had to play music. And I didn't have anybody to help me with the records, and I was also trying to be funny. And I got to tell you something. It was
run phone calls.
And run phone calls. They used to make me tape the phone calls.
Yeah, at least in Washington you weren't taping the phone calls.
Yeah. Oh, my God, the worst. the world's worst.
But I used to see this frantic, bolt from the chair, run over to the wall, panic-stricken looking for an album, and then that jacket would fly off across the room.
Yeah,
and just slapped it on the turntable.
And then the program director would come in after my air shift. It would be 4 hours, and I never would put the records away, so I would throw, after I got done with the record, I would throw the record somewhere in the proximity of where I think the jacket landed. And then it would just be record on top of record, all scratched up. And then they'd yell at me because the records... And I said, guys, you hired a morning guy to play records, to be funny, to do... I had to read the news. I said, what is this? Give me an assistant or something. For God's sake, what am I, an octopus? Hey, on our phone, hello? Anyway, someone must have touched my...
Why settle for Jenks Light?
We all love you.
When you can get the real thing, Captain Jenks.
Good morning, Governor Howard.
Good morning. So my wife must have, or the cleaning woman, I think, listened to music, and they touched my alarm. So this morning I wake up at 4:45, which is way too late for me.
Ooh. You don't have a backup? See, that's why I love the 2 alarms. I always use one as a backup.
No, but I think somebody turned off... I turned off the...
Both of them?
Yeah,
Is anybody
something.
dusting or something?
I don't know.
No,
I think that because I saw that the radio was like turned down, someone couldn't figure out how to work it.
So they must have been hitting everything.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to write a big sign on my radio. Stay away from my radio. But, and then we're coming in now. For some reason, they decided to do construction at night, like I've been screaming about. Except they now do it at 5:30 in the morning, which is rush hour here in New York. And now they've closed down the entire Long Island Expressway at 5 in the morning. They couldn't give a rat's ass how they ruin people's rush hour. They couldn't give a crap. I can't wait to become governor.
Closed?
I noticed they tore up Madison Avenue, too, Howard.
Yeah, forget about that. That I can live with. I don't care about Madison Avenue. I'm talking about the Long Island Expressway where people have to drive into Manhattan at 5 in the morning. They should stop that construction already. They should be done by 4 in the morning. Rush and get prepared for rush hour.
Certainly should. If they vote for Howard Stern, then...
No, but I'm sitting there, and then I got to take the Grand Central. It takes me now...
you got to get off. You really do.
Used to take me 20 minutes to get to work. You know what it takes me now? 45 to 50 minutes. Jackie, I don't know what it takes you.
There is no reason to be sitting in a car not moving at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, this is an outrage. It is an outrage.
I know, that was the one thing about this job. At least there wasn't any traffic.
Yeah, now it's as worse as when I go home in the afternoon. Sometimes as worse as rush hour. And I cannot believe that there is somewhere an individual who isn't having a good laugh at all of us, who doesn't have to commute. That, if there was a guy who had to commute during that time period and he was in charge, you wouldn't see it happening.
It would be fixed.
It's an outrage.
Certainly is, Howard.
Listen, there's got to be someone who can tell me the name of the guy in charge of setting up the work schedules on Long Island for the expressway.
It's way too much a coincidence. We started talking about this, and all of a sudden...
Yeah, and they still get it wrong.
We're hemmed up.
Yeah, now morning rush hour is worse than ever. People at 5 in the morning, all backed up for miles.
And I don't know if you know... Well, there's those big plates on the... You're riding in the back. There's steel plates on the left-hand lane. So if you're trying to zoom along, and they're sticking up like 4.
Yeah, so they're all out of whack.
There's loose gravel, and it's like, you feel like it's going to come through your windshield. It's just a mess.
What do you do? Do you sit through the traffic, or do you take the Grand Central?
No, I just wait it out.
You do?
Yeah, because I come a little later than you, so they're just getting it clear.
Oh, yeah?
Like today, I hardly hit anything at all, but the other days,
it's bad.
I was hitting it a lot.
Yeah, you got to be a master strategist to get into work at 5 in the morning, no less.
And I don't want to think in the morning. I want to just cruise in and listen to the radio.
There should be some reward for people who come into work at 5 in the morning, but you don't have to sit through that.
Yeah, not sit there. How can I finagle getting into the city?
Yeah. 4 o'clock, 4:30, start cleaning up your equipment. Your day is done. All right, what do you got for us, Captain Jenks?
Yes, Howard, I phoned Sonia Live, and I spoke with the guy Theodore Simon, who's going to get caned. I spoke with his lawyer on Sonia Live.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, this is a good governor, punk.
We return now to Sonia.
Thanks, Joe. An American teenager guilty of vandalism in Singapore faces punishment by caning, condemned by human rights organizations as a form of torture. Let's go to phones to Pennsylvania to Thomas. Welcome.
It is ethically immoral to torture a person according to any country law. He's a United States citizen, and if he's broken a law, he should pay for it by Governor Howard Stern.
Let me just say that when we...
Let me just say.
Very proud of you, Howard. You did a very good job, and I had the best time of my life this weekend.
Yeah, Albany was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, we just went in there and turned the place into a circus, turned around and left.
It was really cool. You know, if I was like running as an independent, it wouldn't be any fun, Robin. If I had just
there
run...
certainly wouldn't have been any convention.
Yeah, if I had just run as like an independent, it would have been just a goof. You know, having a party and a convention and a bunch of real serious people who got all upset was really a lot of fun.
Never saw you so very serious and conducted on this, Howard.
Yeah, well, you want to know something, man? I had to really win over the other libertarians, or else they all would have just stormed out, and that would have been the end of it.
Yes, we've never even talked about the fact that you gave a totally serious speech.
I know, and then I got slammed in Newsday for giving a serious speech. They said, you know, Stern, the one good thing about him is he's always irreverent, and then he gave a serious speech. And this is the same woman who always says, why can't he ever be serious about something?
Yeah, you can't please that one.
No, I can't please anybody.
She didn't bother to mention you did it to accomplish something, and what you did accomplished it.
Yeah, exactly. You know. And also, it was funny to hear me give a political speech.
Absolutely.
It took everybody by surprise.
Right.
So certainly on that level, you were consistent.
Yeah.
And Fred the Elfin Boy and Kenneth Keith Kallenbach started that off beautifully.
No. They were the best.
It was the kickoff of the whack.
When Kenneth Keith Kallenbach started screaming about dildos.
I still have to see that tape.
Yeah.
I want to see what he looked like, what people looked like.
Yeah, I mean, it's great videotape. I videotaped 15 hours with a 3-camera shoot of this stuff. And I'm going to put together some kind of special out of it because it's really good stuff.
And I'm going to get that, Howard.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It was a very wild weekend.
I want to put it on TV, actually.
You know, Howard, I met a woman this weekend.
Yeah.
In the hotel room.
Now that should have been on tape.
Yes, well, I spoke to her for over a half hour. We had kind of a little party in our hotel room that night in Albany. And I met this girl, and me and her spoke for about a half hour. She was in the hotel room, and I can't find her now.
That seems to be your luck.
Yes, I'm having a record release party tonight, and I wanted to invite her, and I can't find her anywhere.
Well, dude, let's be honest. If she really liked you, I think that she would have
left the room so abruptly?
Yeah. Why don't you give up?
I might as well.
This poor little bastard can't get laid for the life of him.
And he was, he's dyed his hair.
I tried so hard.
I know. You know what it is? You got to grow another 9 inches. There's nothing you can do about it.
I know. My size really...
You're going to end up with like a little shrife.
Well, I swear, Howard, I could have been in love with this woman. She's very beautiful.
Why doesn't he try dating dwarfs?
Why don't you get like a dwarf, one that's almost looking normal?
Can't even find one of them, Howard.
You want a date, you ought to go to the circus.
Kenneth Keith Kallenbach's girlfriend is gorgeous, Howard.
Yeah.
I just felt screwed out of everything.
You would like die for her, right?
Well, yeah, she's very, very nice girl, Howard.
So it's killing you that a retard like Kenneth Keith can get a girl like that.
No, I don't think he's a retard, Howard, because I'm a retard too, but I'm just a little jealous that he found one and I didn't.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's pretty embarrassing. All right, I got to go on because King of All Messengers has a phone call.
I know what we're talking about. Next call with 15 minutes left to go is from Philadelphia.
This is Doc. What is your opinion of Howard Stern?
All right, thank you for the call, Congressman. Every once in a while we get an unexpected one.
Well, it's a pleasure to have a call from such important quarters.
He's still one of those religious shows. This is God.
And God wants to know what you think of Howard.
How about if that was really God calling one of those religious shows?
No.
King of All Messengers?
Good morning, Howard.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very good. What do you got for us?
Good to see King of All Messengers there, too.
Yeah, all the nuts were there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was great.
I have 2 phone calls. The first one keeping in theme with Campaign Mania to Governor Christie Whitman of New Jersey.
All right, now what was this on?
This was on the New Jersey channel. I caught it on satellite. The name of the show was Listening to America, and they were talking about taxes.
All right, good.
And I had a different agenda.
Oh, boy.
I can't imagine.
That's a pretty universal comment right there, I would say. Let's take a phone call, reach into New York. We have a phone call from Chris in New York. Chris?
Hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. I have a very serious 2-part question I would like Governor Whitman to respond to, if I may. Governor Whitman, with reference to your promises, your campaign promises, I would like to know if any progress has been made to rename a truck stop after Howard Stern. Will you come out
what would it be like without this?
And will you come out and endorse his candidacy for governor of New York? After all, he did come out to support you.
Would you like to respond? That would be the problem with at this point in time with naming the rest stop, because that would have to apply against his campaign finance limits, and I wouldn't want to do that to Howard without having his approval.
I don't get it.
I I don't even.
Me neither. What does that mean? My campaign finance. What is having a rest stop named after you have to do with campaign finance?
I don't know.
I have no idea, but if you're going to be in politics, you're going to have to learn all of this.
You think that? You really think that she's?
Advertising.
You don't think she's lying that she's not going to do that?
A politician wouldn't lie.
You don't think she'd lie, would she?
No,
I don't think so.
Because what is that? No offense. I noticed the audience was laughing. I don't understand what she's saying. Maybe I don't have a sense of humor. I don't get the joke. In other words, that would be wrong to name the rest stop after me because I'm running for governor?
Possibly.
Why? How do you attribute that to campaign finance laws? I don't even get the reference.
Maybe she considers it advertising.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
a
know.
billboard of some kind. You maybe only allowed so much.
Oh.
He was answering quickly, Howard.
Was that an ad lib?
Yeah.
I mean, why don't you say, I made a campaign promise, I'm going to keep it, and we're going to have a ceremony next month. As a matter of fact, I would really like it to happen now, during my campaign. That would be a way of, sort of payback. I'm the reason she's sitting there. No offense. And everyone wants to forget about this. And I just said, would you please name a rest stop after me? And she said, yes, I will. And she wasn't kidding.
Well, she's using the old, we're looking into it line.
No, look into it. I'll look into it for you. Give me the name of a rest stop in Jersey, and I'll
just go over there and change the sign?
Yeah, I'll go spray paint the...
Get a list of all the names of the rest stops and pick the one that's most obscure. And then...
Yeah. I mean, come on. What were the odds of her winning? I backed her. I mean, you know what? Chances were that Florio was going to win when I backed her. You know what? Florio would have really been a pain in my ass and probably never done anything nice for me and just, I mean, I backed a long shot.
Yeah.
I'd be satisfied if she'd just come out and endorse you and support you.
Well, listen, she's a Republican. I understand if she can't,
Yeah.
I'm not even asking for that. I'm just saying, hey, make good on your campaign promise. Thank you. Thanks, King.
I have one more call.
What is it to?
This is to the mixed waste removal plant in New Mexico.
All right.
Here you go.
That's some show.
We have one line. Hello, yes, who do we have? Hello, my name is Ronnie Munn. With reference to mixed waste and radioactive material being stored, what measures are being taken to rid the planet of solid waste material and the methane gases being released by Howard Stern and Robin Quibbit's farts?
Okay, and you want to direct that question to someone in particular? Or just to the panel? Would someone like to respond to that?
Well, one quick response would be that just generally there has to be an increasing emphasis on waste minimization.
There is an answer to this question?
I don't think anyone on that show listened to the question, and they answer.
And
it's amazing.
And I used some sound effects in there, too.
Now, obviously, someone in the booth was listening because they cut you off.
Yeah.
You couldn't even answer him when he kept asking him, well, who do you want to direct this question to? Because they had obviously cut you off.
They cut me off, yeah.
But yet the host of the show doesn't listen to the question, and the person answering the questions had an answer. Amazing.
I don't understand it, Howard.
Thank you.
Stay well. I love you.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye. It shows you that you can do a TV show and not have a brain in your head. And you don't even have to answer the question.
That's amazing.
Does anyone have an answer for this? Would you like to direct us to an individual or the panel?
And someone just steps up. I think that...
That's why these public affairs shows never do well, because everyone's a robot. Well, anyway, those were interesting. Let me take a break. We'll be right back after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Howard Stern is one of the most popular radio personalities in America, a shrewd person both on and off the air. And now Stern has launched a political career that is doing just what he wants it to do. Bring attention to Howard Stern. Matt Mahar reports.
Life at the top is very good.
Radio shock jock Howard Stern is taking his notoriety all the way to the New York State Capitol. Late last month, Stern sent state politicians into a frenzy when he announced his candidacy for governor.
This is no disc jockey shtick.
And over the weekend, he got one step closer to his goal. Stern walked away with a Libertarian Party nomination for governor. So what are his political credentials? Don't ask.
I will not balance the state budget, nor do I know how to balance the state budget. Nor do I, you know what? You should have seen me in math class. I can't do it.
The circus-like atmosphere that surrounds Stern at his book signing followed him to the Libertarians Convention in Albany on Saturday.
I realize one thing. It's frightening that all of you get to vote.
Even though the Libertarian Party is dedicated to less government and more personal freedom, some party members are worried about just how much freedom the self-proclaimed king of all media will bring.
Well, I support the legalization of marijuana. Of course I'm pro-choice. Well, I mean, I'm going to tell a woman she's got to have a baby? I'm going to force her to have one?
Howard is sort of our dream come true and our greatest nightmare.
However, politicians shouldn't worry too much. Stern says if he does make it all the way to governor, he promises he won't stay in office long.
I'm just going to sign the death penalty, and then I'm getting the hell out of office.
Stern needs 15,000 signatures to actually appear on the ballot. That should not be a problem. Millions listen to the guy.
Well, there's just one of about 15 billion reports on my candidacy, Robin.
Big news.
Big news. Suddenly the Libertarian Party is not such a small party, is it? Suddenly it's become...
forced to be reckoned with.
That's right. I ate chili for breakfast. Yeah, I had I made kidney beans and salsa
for breakfast.
The only damn thing the Mexicans ever gave us, and it is a great invention, is salsa. Name one other thing they gave us besides bad water.
Tamales.
That was good. All right, food.
They gave us lots of food.
Yeah, but you can't name a product they made. Exactly.
Piñata.
All right, you got me there. I think that's from Spain anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
They just copped that.
Yeah, they took it. Anyway, let me remind you, there's a big event coming up. There's a couple of big things going on, but this, all of us on the show are very proud of our own Jackie Joke Man.
Jackie Joe Man Marlowe.
Jackie Joke Man.
Marlowe?
Jackie Joe Marlowe.
Jackie Joe Marlowe.
Jackie Marlowe.
Jackie Marlin.
Anyway, Jackie Marlin this Saturday. Jackie Marlinson. This Saturday. Now, what is today, Robin?
Today is the 28th. It's a Thursday.
All right. Now, if today is Thursday, what is tomorrow? Friday?
Friday.
All right. So you're talking about
Saturday.
Then comes Saturday. 2 days from now, this Saturday, a big show at 9 p.m. at the top. Oh, I forgot. We got a guest on the phone. Big shot. This Saturday, big show at 9 p.m. at the top of the Riviera Hotel on the Strip in Las Vegas.
Saturday?
This Saturday in Vegas, Jackie Joe Man Marlowe. Now, evidently, tickets are going very fast, so you must get in on this. 516-922-WINE. Call for more information. But better yet, call the Riviera Hotel. Evidently, there's quite a stir because it's Jackie's first Vegas appearance. Thursday night, May 5th. For those of you who are not lucky enough to be in Vegas with Jackie, go to Toppers on Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn. Go try and stuff the Joke Man. Now, evidently, the Vegas show is going to be one of a kind. Jackie's so grateful to be in Vegas that he has planned something spectacular there.
Should be very, very wild.
Is that right?
I can't wait to report back Monday.
Is your wife going to be with you there?
She will be meeting up with me.
Will she be topless?
That could happen.
All right.
Or she's going to wear that famous white dress that she loves to get wet.
Yeah, which is just as good as her being naked.
Well, everyone's looking forward to it. Good luck to you, Jackie Joke Man Marlowe.
Thank you, Howie Stunny.
All right, very good. Jackie Marlin.
Jackie Marlin.
Hey, Robin. We were on the air the other day. On our phone, let me set this up. We were on the air the other day, and I don't know how, we were talking about the fact of, like, what happens. I don't know how we got on the topic, but remember we were talking about the Stray Cats?
Yes.
Remember the group of Stray Cats?
Right.
And I said to you on the air, I said, hey, Robin, what happens to guys like that? Do they have enough money that they can go off and retire?
I know,
and
that's
just hang out?
a big question, because you think, well, they had one great album. And they went away and broke up.
They broke up at the height of their popularity.
So what are they doing? Are they working in car washes?
No.
What?
Well, Brian Setzer, who was probably the more talented of the three, I think the most talented, because he could play really good guitar and sing.
And he's the singer.
Yeah. He is going to answer the question for us right now.
Because this is something that happens to lots of bands.
Yeah. Well, Brian's got a new album out.
And I understand he's traveling around with a big band or something like that?
Yeah, he's now Lawrence Welk.
So I figured, that can't be making any money.
I don't know.
He be getting money from somewhere.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian Setzer.
Setzer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
For a while you were playing baseball. I didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, for a while. Well, I heard he retired.
Yeah. And then I would hear like in like minor league baseball or something, or just in some league playing.
Yeah.
I know you get a lot of broads. That much I know.
Right.
You married?
Still do that?
No, I'm not married yet.
What happens like you did Letterman last night, right?
Right.
So then you hop on a plane and you go off to Boston, right?
No, on a bus.
On a bus.
Right.
And what do you got? Broads in the bus? Like, how do you kill time in the bus? Broads?
No.
I got to admit, like the trip to we just took a bus trip, like a rock star bus trip to Albany.
Yeah.
And we were on the bus for 6 hours, and I didn't care because it was like girls. We had girls on the bus, and you know what? It really doesn't matter how long the trip is, as long as there's girls and there's the thought of like maybe getting a rub down or something.
Oh well, maybe the girls didn't work for me because I was worried about every mile.
Oh really? You see, you need to bring like a sexy guy or something, right, Jackie? Did you care?
No, I'm just imagining how horrible it would be without them, though.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been torture.
Even just with one or two girls coming back. I mean, if there was none, maybe you play cards once.
Every time the bus stopped, I poked my head out and said, "Where are we?"
Yeah, Robin was miserable, and I'm going, I think we're going to get another rub down here.
She had a boy toy.
Yeah, we had rub down. You know what I'm saying, Brian? What do? You pack the bus with some girls?
No, you see, we have 17 guys in this big band.
Oh, boy.
So we have 2 buses.
Hey, what's with this big band stuff, man? You're a rock and roller. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a rock and roll thing. We sat down and wrote charts from scratch. I kind of had this this idea to do this big band idea, but
because you have tattoos and stuff. You should.
Yeah.
You know, this was the guy who originally got all the tattoos.
Yeah.
Now everyone's running around with tattoos.
You have to do that.
Now you have to have a tattoo.
Part of the script.
Yeah.
That's right.
But Brian
slapped all over the place anyway.
You know, as wacky as Axl Rose is with just stupid tattoos all over, Brian's even more wacky.
Yeah.
He's got one of those shirts. He's got 2 shirt sleeves of tattoos.
Yeah.
In other words, he's got his whole arms covered in tattoos.
Yeah, I do.
You sorry you did that?
No, I'm not sorry I did it. It's something I kind of always wanted to do, you know.
Do you look at him?
Like, do you have your favorite or something?
I don't know. It's something I've always wanted to do, you know.
Do you look at them and stuff?
Yeah, sure I do. Yeah.
And like, do you go, ooh, that one looks nice? Do you ever have them like fixed up and stuff?
No, because they haven't faded. They're pretty much still in nice shape, you know. I got my first one when I was 17. You know, my dad had a couple because he was in the Army, and I always kind of dug that look.
Yeah, I got to get one, but I don't know what to get. I don't want to get anything that's like...
You got to get one.
I don't want to end up like Bon Jovi getting a giant Superman tattoo and doing the wrong thing.
but just
or a giant pot leaf or something, no.
Yeah, a giant pot leaf.
Yeah,
or like, how many guys are running around with pot leaves because that was happening for about 10 minutes?
I know what you're saying, right?
You know what I mean?
You have to think of something cool that you think is going to outlast something. You know, just something that you think is part of your life.
Yeah.
But not like a giant pot leaf, no.
Yeah, that could be a big mistake.
Although, I almost got that yin and yang symbol that everybody's wearing, and I said, no.
No, that gets real old fast. And you know what? Brian was smart. He got so many that you don't know what the hell's on his arm.
See, it doesn't matter. He could have the pot leaf in there.
Yeah, it's just a total... Yeah, if there's a pot leaf in there, you're never going to find it. His arm reminds me of those books you buy for your kid where you got to find a little guy.
Where's Waldo?
You should put a Waldo on there and see if we can find it. Hey, Brian, so anyway...
You're right about that, I guess.
After you did the Stray Cats album...
Yeah.
Did you have enough money that you could actually retire?
No, I mean...
I mean, did you make like $10 million?
No, I mean, it wasn't like Billy Joel or something.
Right.
Springsteen, no.
But did you have a few million in the bank after that?
No, I had enough like to buy a house, and like I kind of had like a bunch of nice old '57 Chevys.
But you didn't have any cash in the bank.
Cars and cool stuff like that.
But you didn't have any investments and stuff.
No.
You're kidding.
So what have you been living on?
Yeah, what are you living on?
Well, I mean, I've been on the road, you know, pretty much my whole life.
Really?
And I've played on a lot of people's records, you know.
Okay. See, but he's a real talented musician, so he can...
he's a working musician.
Yeah, he can pull that off.
I've kind of been working pretty much nonstop since the Stray Cats started out.
And what do you got, a model girlfriend or something?
Model girlfriend?
Yeah, like a girlfriend as a model.
No, I got a regular girl, you know.
Where'd you get her?
Where'd I get her? California.
How old is she?
26. Nice girl.
Yeah.
Down to earth. Actually, you know, cooks dinners and scrubs floors and works and does stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Not like a Hollywood chick or anything. No.
Well, that's a big act to keep up.
Yeah, one of the guys in the Stray Cats, he ended up with Britt Eklund.
Yeah.
She pretty much like messed his head up. Who was that guy again? Slim Jim. Remember that guy, Slim Jim, Brian?
Sure I do.
Slim Jim.
We play baseball every Sunday.
Yeah, he had that Britt Eklund. How is she in bed?
What?
You think the whole band got in?
I don't know.
Britt was a pretty nice girl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did she mess his head up?
Huh?
Did she mess his head up?
Well, I think they kind of both had their thing. I mean, they were married for a long time, 7 years.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what to say.
You think she's good in bed?
Do I think she's good in bed?
Yeah.
Well, I guess there must have been something there.
What did Slim Jim say?
What did Slim say?
Yeah, he said she was hot. She must have been hot if he married her.
No, he married her because she was bad.
I wonder, though, if a Britt Eklund moves around a lot in bed and really digs sex, or, you know, she doesn't have to, she could just lay there.
There's a woman who's, like, always had to work hard for the men she got. I mean, she first had Peter Sellers. You know, she had to do tricks for him.
Imagine doing tricks for Peter Sellers. Oh, man.
And then she had Rod Stewart. You know, he's no slouch. He wanted some action.
I bet you Slim Jim thought about, like, every time he was having sex, he was probably saying, you know, Jesus, I think I smell Rod Stewart. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to know who's been there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, did she want to hum, do you think I'm sexy?
You know what I'm saying? Did Slim Jim ever say anything?
Well, I think you're kind of leaving yourself wide open if you're going to marry, like, you know, like a star like that. So, I don't know. It's a tricky call there, you know. I think, you know.
Brian's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
I'll go out with you.
But his girlfriend, now, see, he's smart. He gets a regular girl who's working hard to impress him that she's normal.
I can't wait for you to meet this regular girl, Robin. I bet you she looks like a superstar model.
Cooking.
Yeah, some regular girl.
Cleaning.
Yeah, she's cooking. She cooks once a month, and then he takes her out to restaurants the whole time.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, come on. Hey, anyway, so you put out this new album and everything with the orchestra and all that.
Right.
Which I'll get a copy of it. I'll play some of it. I got to listen to it.
It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, man. It's like a rockin' big.
Because let me tell you something about you, you son of a bitch. You can play that guitar. You know what I'm saying? I can't see it being bad.
No.
I can't see you putting out a piece of junk.
No, I just got kind of tired of hearing three guitars in a band. You know?
Yeah, you wanted something different.
See, that's the thing with him. He's always getting tired of the sound.
Yeah, that's the sound that sells, Brian. You know, I mean, don't get so tired of a sound that sells.
He got tired of the Stray Cats and Rockabilly.
But you
guys got tired of everything.
You guys went nuts, man. You had it all. You had the world by the balls. All you had to do was sit there with those two other hillbillies and sit there and play that music.
Keep those pompadours.
Yeah, keep those pompadours. You guys had it rolling. I don't know. I never understand you groups. I never understand the groups. You know, you guys get to the top. The odds of getting to the top are 1,000,000,000 to 1, and then you break up.
Well, you know, the whole thing is, I mean, it just doesn't, you know, it doesn't last forever.
Things are too good for you.
It's such like a, you know.
You could have milked that a while longer.
You know what you needed? You needed a few failures in your life before you got that one. I should cane the whole band. Start with you, Brian. Next time you come in here, I'm going to pull your pants down and cane you. Right on the air.
Okay, Howard.
Now listen to me.
Yeah.
You're out on the road now.
Right.
Where are you now? Boston?
I'm in Boston.
You going to be playing there tonight?
Yeah. No, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? Where am I going to see you?
Paradise.
You're going to be at the Paradise tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
All right. And you got the new album out, and you're saying
that you still have to work.
Hey, who was on Letterman with you? Seinfeld?
Seinfeld was on, yeah.
Did you see him?
Yeah, sure.
Did you tell him what you were doing this morning?
He's from Piqua. He's from Massapequa.
I know that son of a bitch. I befriended him when he had nothing going on in his life, and now
trying to keep that TV show afloat.
He was trying to keep that TV show afloat. I pushed it for him, and then I made one little crack about his that 17-year-old he was dating.
Right.
And now he took offense.
Everybody takes all this offense, you know.
I
don't think people can take it nowadays.
Everyone's a rat fink.
Huh. Well, he was nice enough to me. I don't know.
Nah, he don't like you. He told me he doesn't like you. He doesn't like your new orchestra.
We wouldn't say that to my face.
Yeah, no, because he's too much of a pussy.
Well, I don't.
But he called me last night, and he goes, I don't even like you or that Setzer and his orchestra. Guy's a real dick.
What's this orchestra crap, anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Hey, anyway, I'm glad you're doing well. I just wanted to make sure you were right, that's all.
Okay, man.
And it answers the question, you know, he's working.
Yeah, I just wanted to know. I hadn't heard from you in a while.
Always worked.
I didn't know what the hell you were doing.
Well, you know, I've been on the road, been playing on records.
All right. And you're making some dough, and you got money from the Stray Cats, but not enough to set you up for life.
No.
Yeah, you couldn't put out 2 more Stray Cats albums and then be set for life. No.
I suppose I kind of screwed up there, huh?
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Who broke that band up? Not you, did you?
What are you going to do?
Who was the guy who broke it up? Was it you?
Was it me?
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had it. What did you think? Oh, I gotta go now, be on my own?
No, I didn't think that pretty much. You know what happened? Jim and Lee and I were friends growing up, right?
Right. And those guys, and all of a sudden you said, man, if I'm this good, all of a sudden who needs these guys?
Well, it wasn't really. It was a little bit of that.
And you were sick. Yeah, right. And you were sick of Britt Eklund, I bet, right?
No, I didn't mind Britt. But Jim and Lee had moved out to L.A. I didn't want to move out there. Well, you know, I stayed out, you know, back on Long Island. Right. And pretty much, you know, it was kind of like a 3-piece garage band. I felt like, you know, everybody kind of got separated.
Oh.
What, were you supposed to live in the same house?
Yeah, all you got to do is get into a studio for a month and play some dopey songs.
I was 21 when it happened.
Oh, boy. I ought to get a hold of you.
Well, you know, Howard.
I got to knock some sense into you. It was that same crazy attitude that put all those tattoos all over his arm.
Right.
I'm telling you. You know who sometimes people say to me, who does Brian remind you? I say, he's the Suzanne Summers of rock.
Oh.
He got on Three's Suzanne Summers, you know who she is?
Sure.
She was on Three's Company.
Right.
Who thinks there's a million blondes running around in Hollywood?
Yeah,
she
she's
gets
a
on
former bedwetter, a bad check writer, and she hits with Three's Company.
She wet her bed. And then she goes, she gets this huge hit. She goes, I got to move on. I got to move on.
Oh, come on, Howard. Give me a break.
Yeah, same with you. You get into a band, you guys hit megastardom, and I got to move on. I got to move on. Just make the records with the rest of the band. That's all, Brian.
I know. It does sound like belly aching.
When this orchestra thing...
I just should have shut up and made some more records.
When the Brian Setzer Orchestra takes off, stick with these guys.
Yeah.
Stick with them.
I know.
All right.
You are right about that, I suppose.
Yes, of course. Of course I'm right.
All right. You know, I was 21 years old.
Well, no excuse. All right, Brian, go ahead, and we'll all look forward to your appearance tomorrow in Boston. Will you be in the New York area soon?
We just played the other night at the Webster Hall, the old Ritz, I call it.
Right.
Webster Hall.
And good luck with the new record, and I'll listen to it.
Okay.
And I'll play some of it on the air.
Okay, babe.
All right, and you want my advice?
What?
Call back your old band after we hang up. You hear what I'm saying? All right, go ahead. Reunion, you understand? Reunion.
This thing, man.
All right. You'll have a reunion on this show. I want you to call the other two guys and have a reunion on my show.
On your show?
Right.
Bring Britt.
And bring Britt Eklund.
Hey, we'll reunite everybody.
Mrs. Inspector Clouseau. Bring Britt and the other two guys. All right?
The other two guys I could bring.
Okay.
You know about Britt.
All right, Brian.
Okay, Howard.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Okay, buddy.
The great Brian Setzer. Seinfeld, that creep. I told you he wouldn't be our friend once he got famous.
Oh, I was surprised he lasted as long as he did.
Yeah, we used to be amazed that he came in. Everyone's like that, shallow and weak. I had to call him up and give him a piece of my mind.
Shoshana's not a number.
She's a human being. You can't think of her 17. She's not a number. She's a Shoshana. You flipped your lid.
This is his daughter.
I don't get to see the Seinfeld show. For some reason, I don't know. I don't tape it or whatever. I know people like it and everyone thinks it's great, but I read a review that said this season has not been good, that it's become very ordinary, that the old magic isn't there anymore. That everything became... Is that true?
I haven't seen
that review was way off.
Where was that, in TV Guide?
No, it was in, I think, the Post yesterday.
Yeah, wasn't it? I read that.
You know, said that the finale is okay because it's a little bit like it used to be when it was good, and once it became popular, it wasn't good. He's full of crap. I think
it's good.
As much as he is annoying, the show's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a couple of episodes this season. I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, my wife watches religiously. You know, she has Seinfeld's on tonight, and you know, I hate when I hear that because the guy burned us.
Yeah, she should stop watching just because of that.
Yeah.
What kind of loyalty is there going on?
Hey, speaking of loyalty, let me take some phone calls next, and then I got to talk to the audience. There's someone we have to get. We have to target him.
Really?
Yeah, I need help on this, and I want to express my thoughts to you.
A new feud.
We have a feud.
I love feuds.
We got a feud, and I got a mystery record for you.
Okay.
This is going to be difficult for you to get.
Really?
Yeah, we got a lot of games to play, a lot of people to say, and then we're going to do a new game on here where I go through my computer, and so I can clear my computer of the 37 pages I have in here of notes, and I will read everything to you that I've been meaning to tell you for the last 7 weeks. Is that okay?
You know, you're wonderful. You used to write it down on paper and keep these scraps of paper around. Now you just lose it in your computer.
No, it's not lost. It's all here. That's the problem.
Why carry it around if you're not going to use it?
Yeah, it was better when I had it on a piece of paper. At least I'd lose the pieces of paper. Now with the computer, I've got everything in here, and I can't lose it. See, after I tell you about it on the air, I erase it.
Yes, but you will just log and log and log.
Right. I've logged on now 900 pages. So I will read you 900 pages of thoughts. But when we get back, right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
I know Baba Booey wants me to talk about Cleveland right now because we got a plan if we want to have a funeral in Cleveland. Doug Podell, the program director of our Cleveland station, has been calling like everyone on our show, anyone in management here at the station, saying, "Come on! Where are the details? When are we having the funeral? The guy's
What's the theme?
What's the theme of the funeral? I got $100,000 to throw this funeral." He is shot out of a cannon. He wants us in Cleveland. And I'm ready to go to Cleveland. It's just,
He's got a date.
He's got to mellow out.
He has a date?
He's got a date. He's got the 2 locations that we need. One place to hold the broadcast from, one place to actually do the funeral.
What date does he have in mind?
Monday, June 6th.
Oh, that's
hold
okay.
On. Well, what do you mean it's okay? How do you know?
It's just further away is better.
Well, I'll tell you something. First of all, let me go into my IBM ThinkPad, where not only do I carry my show notes, but I carry my calendar, Robin. My Arcadia calendar.
In June, you're already scheduled? You?
1 second, I could be. That's the advantage of having the IBM ThinkPad. I love this computer more than I love my wife. I got to be honest.
Oh, stop.
If my wife and the computer were on a boat, I'd have to throw her overboard.
If the boat was going down, which would you save?
Right now, the computer. I love this IBM ThinkPad. These guys have come up with a thing here. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to check my calendar. Watch me, guys. Watch me check my calendar. Look at this, you son of a bitch. Look at this. Look at that. Here's my calendar.
Yeah?
What month are we in? You want June?
We want June.
All right,
June 6th.
June 6th?
What day would that be?
That would be a Monday. Looks pretty good so far.
Well, it looks pretty empty.
I had a feeling.
All this computer technology and I'm free. I can't believe it. Bastards. Believe me, if my computer had a vagina, I'd divorce my wife. This computer don't talk back. I love
one
it.
input, it doesn't have.
Yesterday, I'm in the. I take this little laptop. I'm plugged into the modem. I'm on CompuServe. I'm in Prodigy.
You start to get dizzy from all the stuff you can do.
I could keep myself busy with it. I'm looking up things.
The hours just go, don't they?
They sure do.
You sit there and whoop.
Like a mental patient, I sit there and stare at the stupid screen.
I know. I walked into my office at home the other day, and Sherry says, "Now, Robin, this is Online America." I just walked out of the room. I said, "No, not another thing."
Online America? Why do you need that?
I don't know what she's doing there.
Yeah, why don't you tell her to mellow out?
I'm already on 3 billboards.
Shut up. You don't. You. Why you have a computer? I still haven't seen you ever type anything, any witty anything out of that.
I just keep the 3. Wait a second. Who brought in? Did you notice when I bring in the the fact sheet on Hammer? That was all done on the computer.
You know what it is? Every once in a while, you feel bad that you don't use your computer, and you get in the mood to type something.
That's not true.
So what it is a word processor for him.
I would love. I once said to him, Robin. I said, "Hey, Bubba Booey, do me a favor. Every day, I want you to make a little diary entry, a log entry." He thinks I forget about this stuff. I just want to see if he ever keeps up with it. I said, do me a favor, make a little log entry. Give me a computer readout, and then you give me the disk. Make an entry. If it's just, hey, today, dear computer, today we had Brian Setzer on the phone, and it was funny. And or I made calls to so and so and book them for the show, and they are unavailable because they say Howard sucks. Anything. Make a little diary every day, and then give me a disc at the end of the month.
What has he done?
This was about 2 years ago. I asked him to start doing it. How many entries did you make? 1?
About 10.
Yeah. Oh, 10. I didn't know you got that far.
Do you keep a list of stuff?
Just I know everything you don't do.
You just thought of that just a second.
Oh, yes. It pops into my consciousness.
In the middle of talking about Cleveland, look at your ThinkPad.
When I see your face, I think about all the things that you potentially could be useful to me for, and you're not.
Had I not said I owned a computer, we would have just been going straight ahead.
Absolutely. That was not planned for today. In fact, I had written down in my IBM ThinkPad something else to yell at you for. As long as you want to bring it up. You want me to go to it?
Yeah, you might as well, because I'm already in the hole.
All right, let's see here.
Twice in 1 week.
You're on deck.
All right, let's see what I had here. John Wayne Bobbitt ever give you a gift?
Did John Wayne Bobbitt ever give me a gift? No.
John Wayne Bobbitt never gave you a gift?
No, he didn't.
Did John Wayne Bobbitt's management ever give you a gift?
Yes.
Oh. When were you going to tell me about it?
I did tell you about it.
What did they give you?
A cell.
You didn't tell me about it. I had to hear about it from someone else.
No, you didn't. I told you about it the night. They gave it to me at the New Year's show. I even showed it to you. It was a Dennis the Menace cell.
No, you didn't.
I didn't hide it from you. I absolutely told you about it.
Why do you think they gave it to you?
Because you're Howard Stern.
They gave it to you because you're Howard Stern.
Why did they give me?
Why did they give you a cell, a $600 cell?
It wasn't a $600.
How much was it?
It's probably a quarter of that.
All right. Why are they giving you gifts?
Why did they give me a gift?
Yeah. Why?
Well, because I work on this show.
But why, out of all the people on this show, did they give you a gift, not Robin, me?
They gave John a gift.
Why?
They gave John a gift, and they gave.
Why did I know about that?
I don't know.
Aren't you supposed to tell me if someone gets a gift?
But this was in January.
I don't care.
What does that got to do with
We've had this rule in a long time. We've had this rule since before January. No one told me about this.
I told you about myself.
You didn't tell me about yourself. Okay, let's say you told me about yourself. Why didn't you tell me about John's?
Well, John's gift wasn't. John never took his gift.
Why not?
They said John's gift was they were going to hook him up with management.
Why are they giving you gifts? I don't want you accepting gifts from people who just book themselves on the show. It becomes improper. Then don't you owe them an appearance on the show?
No.
You don't?
No.
You don't feel any obligation
Nope.
to them? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, very good. The idea that someone's giving you a gift is it's a bribe. Why would somebody spend $200 or $300 on you?
I don't think they did spend it.
What do you mean?
I think they just had it and gave it to me.
But so what? Why you? Why didn't they give it to John Wayne Bobbitt's mother?
I don't know.
All the people in the world, why do you think they gave it to you?
But I did tell you I got it. I showed it to you, and you didn't seem to have a problem with it. I mean, I reported it immediately.
Okay. You want to know what's in my computer? I have that in my computer to yell at you since January. I'm backed up with computer notes on you.
I'm trying to think of what I did wrong between then and now.
Oh, plenty.
That's in the computer.
I got all kind of things in this computer. That's why I bought a computer, so you
could keep track of Gary.
So I keep track of Gary and all the things he does wrong. He drives me crazy, Mr. Gift. People heaping gifts on Baba Booey. Because he answers my phone. That's why they give him gifts.
And they want him to take their call.
Don't start in with me.
I didn't.
Not today.
I didn't.
I see your blank expression, and immediately I start thinking of all the things you haven't done.
It's like a board you have to write on.
I got to fill it in. Mr. Gift. Mr. Sell. Imagine John Wayne Bobbitt buying him gifts.
He didn't.
He did.
He didn't.
Well, who do you think pays those lawyers' salaries?
Who do you think? He's in such a coma, my Baba Fohi, that he doesn't know who pays for what.
I told you about it.
But don't take gifts anymore.
But that's the rule. I told you.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You never told me.
I did.
I heard from someone else.
How could you hear from somebody else? You had to hear from me.
No. Someone told me. I'm not going to get the person in trouble because I have my spies watching you.
I told you. There's no spies. I showed everybody.
No, you didn't.
Howard, there's nothing.
I never saw a Donald Duck Sell, and nor should you be accepting Donald Duck Sell.
You're wrong. It's not a Donald Duck Sell.
You just said Donald Duck.
I absolutely didn't.
Did he just say Donald Duck?
He said Dennis the Menace.
Oh, Dennis the Menace. With his cartoons.
I just said what it was.
What kind of faggot are you? With all those stupid cells.
I'm a cartoon faggot.
You ever go over this guy's apartment? On his wall.
Yes, I have.
He's got all kind of cartoon pictures. Something wrong with you.
Quite a little collection.
And what's with your wife? She allows that.
She married him.
Why don't you wear a dress? So you can go look at your cartoon cells. Let's look over Baba Booey's apartment dressed in women's clothing and stare at his cartoons.
You just insulted a big section of this audience by saying people who collect cells are homos.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like I care.
I think women have been insulted because they wouldn't collect cells.
All I know is...
they just collect pictures of themselves.
All I know is that might be the most homo thing I've ever heard. Sitting there with those cartoon pictures. Hey, there's Marvin the Martian. Take them all down and burn them.
Not ashamed. My apartment isn't for you. That's the one bastion that I have away from you.
It's your castle.
No,
wait a second. Wait.
No, that is my apartment.
I take it back. You're right. It is your apartment because if I didn't work for you, I wouldn't live there.
And the day will come soon that you're not going to be working for me. Then I want to see all the gifts that John Wayne Bobbitt gets you. That's right. Are those pictures in pink frames?
No, they're not.
All right.
And I don't know the Pink Panther.
Oh, is that a lobby? He's looking for the Pink Panther.
No. I had an opportunity to have one. I turned it down.
Anyway, never mind yourselves and all
Cleveland.
All right, Cleveland. You want me to talk about Cleveland? I wanted to take a few phone calls here.
Okay, well, we could talk to Doug Podell, but he's leaving in 10 minutes.
But what is to talk about this Cleveland? This guy's a nitwit.
So what do you think of this date and...
What, June 6th?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to really sit down and absorb this. Think about what I want to accomplish in Cleveland when we go there.
Yeah, would you prefer a Monday for a big funeral? I don't think so.
In all seriousness, in June I might be shooting something.
Fine. But in general, a Monday is not good for a funeral.
I don't like a Monday, Robin.
I don't either.
I'm a big fan of Friday.
Yes, Friday's a great day for a funeral.
It's the end of the week. You get out in front of the people. You're in Cleveland.
You build up to it all week, and then you have it, and then you can go home and rest.
When we appear in Cleveland, I want Baba Booey to wear a dress the whole time.
He can wear a pink dress.
Pink dress, and it's pink dress and heels.
At least, may I have the pleasure of choosing my own dress?
Yes. All I know
but it's got to be pink.
Yeah. And carry crayons so we can draw pictures of it.
I think that it should be halter top.
Yeah, halter top and dress. Beverly Hills 90210. Shannon Doherty had the cutest little outfit on last night.
Is this the episode where she tries to seduce the
Yeah, but forget that.
drama coach?
Not that dress.
Not that one? Because that's the dress I was thinking of for Gary, only in pink.
No, Beverly Hills... No, he would... I would not allow him to do that. Beverly Hills 90210 is really one of the best shows on television. Honest to God.
That's
last
a matter of opinion.
Last night's episode was near perfect, except for the fat pregnant girl. I can't think of her name. Andrea Zuckerman. If they would just take her out of the show with her Puerto Rican boyfriend, it would be a perfect show.
I think she's the one that doesn't like you.
Yeah, well, feeling's very mutual.
I think they put her in there to slow you down.
Yeah, like ruin the show.
Like a speed bump.
Tori, they're dressing horribly now. I don't know what happened. She used to be sexy every week, and she was looking real good. But the real anchor of this show is this girl, Shannon Doherty. And, you read in the paper that she's wacky, and she pulls a gun on her husband, and this and that. It don't matter. I don't care. Get her in front of the camera in these different outfits, running around, playing that stupid character, and I'm a happy man. And they really shouldn't get rid of her.
Yeah, I keep hearing she's in, she's out. What is the deal?
You could take everyone else out of that show.
And leave her.
And leave her. She's hot.
They still have a show.
She's hot. There's no question about it. She does something to a man. She's hot. And she's running around yesterday in a skirt. And I was lucky. My wife was out of the house, so I could actually...
You could really enjoy the show.
I could really enjoy the show. I could actually fiddle with myself during the show. And she was wearing a dress. You know, one of those, like, long hippie dresses?
Yeah, with the flowers and all that?
Yeah, but then she had a little shirt where just a little bit of her belly was sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
And, boy, that got me. Just you see the belly button. It was a 7-tissue episode.
Oh.
Right, guys?
Right.
That Matlock.
Those two back-to-back killers.
This is a good show. Boy, is that a good show. Boy, whoever writes that show should be given some kind of award.
Right.
Oh.
They dress her,
so
and
good.
that's it.
No,
Put
but
her
good.
in an outfit is what the script said.
There was good stories.
Change her outfit.
And then one of the other guys.
Good story.
Jason,
you have to say one thing about story.
Jason Priestley.
Yeah.
He was dating a high school senior last night.
Oh, yeah, that's you really love that idea.
Boy, and she was wearing...
How come you never did that?
High school girls hated me.
But when you were in college, that's when you're supposed to go back
I'm going to go
and get the high school girl.
The embarrassing thing is they didn't even want to look at me when I was in college. You know how like, high school girls are supposed to be in love with college guys? Well, good-looking college guys.
You're supposed to be able to go back and use your experience at that point.
Can't believe I'm going to be governor of New York.
And you're watching 90210.
With tissues. Waiting for good parts.
Mansion.
Yeah, waiting for good parts. Come on, show her again. Show her walking on the beach in that outfit. Same outfit, don't change.
What's she going to have on the next time she comes on?
Study the budget while you're waiting for the good part.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that belly button.
I can pull the death penalty switch while I'm watching that show. Your Honor, they want to know if there's a reprieve. What? Oh, oops. I pulled the switch. I was busy watching 90210.
Yeah, you'd actually miss the time that you were supposed to send down that order not to kill somebody because you were watching the show.
Yeah. Hey, I observed something. When we were going to Albany, man, I got to tell you, once you get out of New York City and you start heading upstate, man, some of the guys up there really look strange. When we went to that bar, that strip bar, I walked out and there were guys, generally when I go out in public, and I know that people might be shocked by this, I get a lot of real positive vibes.
Mm-hmm.
But when we started getting up by that strip club and getting near Saugerties and stuff,
yeah,
there was like a whole bunch of guys who were just flipping me the bird. They all looked like big fat bikers and they had like no teeth.
Really? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there was a whole vibe going on there.
So hard to believe that you're still in New York.
I know.
You go 50 miles north, you're in Arkansas.
Yeah, it shouldn't be allowed to be. It should be called Arkansas Junior.
Right.
It really should be.
Well, I call it almost New York.
Almost New York. Yeah, fine. I'm going to if I become governor.
It's in a state, but it's not like New York.
I'm going to rename that whole upstate Almost New York. Because even when you get stopped by a cop up in New York State, and that's happened to me on my way to Buffalo and things when I was in college. I was driving from Boston to Buffalo. The cops pulled us over, the state police, and go, hey, you boys are New Yorkers, right? Now, they're New Yorkers, too, but they don't think of it.
Yeah. Despise the people from the city.
And they had, there's no dentist upstate. It was weird. Like, everyone had really bad teeth.
It almost looked like an Eastern Bloc country.
Yeah. It was weird. It was like, you know how you always feel superior to the Russians because our people are more attractive and stuff?
Yeah.
Not really. We're really not.
See, you guys had Disney World effect.
Yeah.
Going upstate.
I know, it was weird. I felt like I was online for one of the rides at Disney. Yeah. It's called the Disneyland effect. That's right. Hey, let's take some phone calls. Do I have time, Fred?
You see, real
break.
Americans.
What is that?
Break first.
All right, you Martian.
I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. All right, Fred. No, seriously, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to take some phone calls, and we're going to talk about Cleveland. I don't know what the rush is with Cleveland. I'll figure out the theme of the funeral.
Why does Doug feel so compelled to start setting up things?
Doug
Why does he wait for a lead from you?
Doug is very excited we're number one in Cleveland.
I'm
rightly
sure.
so.
I'm
and he
sure.
wants us in Cleveland, and I want to go to Cleveland. Personally, I want to do the show from my first girlfriend's house who now lives in Cleveland.
Have we talked to her?
No, she won't come on the air with us. I talked to her once privately, but she basically gave me the cold shoulder.
Oh, this is the one.
Yeah. Irene.
Have you ever tried again to talk to her?
Now that I'm number one.
And in Cleveland?
And she probably has a husband and kids now, and the kids probably idolize me.
Yeah, they probably talk about you.
It'd be really good if she let me come to her house and brag how famous I am.
Maybe now's the time to contact her again.
Yeah. The only reason I got into radio is to make girls who used to go out with me suffer.
This is the girl you dumped because you had to play the field?
Yeah, stupid. Boy, she was hot. Big breasts, everything. She was perfect.
He had to play the field.
I'll bet you she aged well. I wonder if she aged well. She had to have. She was a beauty. Listen, I didn't get many beauties, but this one.
The field was clear once he went out.
Every time I show Robin one of the beauties I used to have, and they always age badly.
Ooh.
And then she's always like, whoa, man, woof.
Our track record's on too good.
I know. Jackie, too. So
Wolf is a kind.
Hey, anyone who doesn't believe me, I'm watching All in the Family the other night, and
Yes.
this Sally Struthers is hopping around in a little miniskirt. And remember how you were in love with her?
I never thought she was attractive.
Come on, you. 2 minutes later, I'm watching a commercial for like a...
Save the Children.
No, for an industrial school. She does what...
yes, I've seen that, too.
This lady is as big as a house and has lost her looks completely. I mean, she is absolutely a beast.
Looks like Save the Whale.
Yeah, beast. And I say, well, that's what happens to me.
Time is nobody's friend.
Nobody, no, you know what? Honest to God.
It really is.
It really isn't. I say to my wife, time is nobody's friend, so you better just keep working on yourself. I'm not going to put up with you if you get ugly. Don't get ugly on me. Yesterday she was wearing ugly shoes. I started yelling at her. She had Gilligan sneakers on.
Oh, stop it.
She comes home, I guess, I don't know, she goes to a store where they tell her what's cool.
Yeah.
She was wearing Gilligan's Island sneakers.
Those round-toed?
Yeah, round-toed Gilligan's, and she says to me, how you like my new sneakers? And I said...
Nobody likes those sneakers.
I said, Allison, you look like Gilligan, and it's not attractive, and she got so insulted, she stormed out of the room. And it was just like, well, why does she ask my opinion if she doesn't want to know the truth?
But why would you even think those sneakers would look? Who cares?
I don't know.
Those sneakers?
My wife has no ability to look in the mirror and know what's fashionable.
They see her coming, don't they?
They sure do, boy. They milk. I got a hold of my wife's credit card. She bought a whole new wardrobe. I am going to take that wardrobe and burn it.
What?
You should see the thousands of dollars she's going through of my money with Gilligan's Island sneakers. They're fixing her up with outfits.
Probably got them in all colors.
Oh, man, are those ugly. And so when I say it to my wife, honey, I'm not saying you're ugly. I'm saying the guy who made those sneakers was high, and you're high for buying them. She goes, well, everyone at the store said they're great, and they're the latest, and everyone's wearing them, and I don't care what you say, and you don't know anything. I said, you're a wise ass. You ask my opinion about your new Gilligan's Island sneakers. I tell you what they look like, and now you're pissed off, and I'm fighting with you. Get the hell out of here. And then we get into a fight, and that's it. About Gilligan's Island. My wife thinks I'm critical of her because I don't like her sneakers. In other words, I don't love her because I don't like her sneakers.
I see. If you insult her sneakers, you're insulting her.
With Gilligan, I swear to God, they're the same ones little buddy wore on Gilligan's Island.
Hey, little buddy.
That's what you want to see on your wife.
Yeah. I said, Allison, I said, Allison, you know what? Why, if we ever get stranded on an island, you can wear those. How's that? And now she refuses. Like, now she's wearing them more than she should even be wearing them.
So she's going to wear them every day?
Yeah, she wants to look unattractive to me, I guess. Why don't you make the outfit complete? Go buy a Maynard G. Krebs sweater.
Yeah, one of those little shirts with the funny collars.
Yeah.
That's a different color.
Why don't you get the whole Gilligan outfit? Get the sailor cap, too.
And those little bell-bottoms.
Yeah. Well, she was wearing bell-bottoms. And plus, she had brown bell-bottoms.
With those?
With black sneakers with a white rim. None of it matched.
Geez.
And she gets mad at me. My wife gets mad at me.
She should thank you.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you grow a beard if you want to turn me off? I said to her, you're my only sexual outlet since I'm not cheating, which is ridiculous anyway.
What do you mean cheating is ridiculous?
It's ridiculous that I'm not cheating. All these young girls want me.
That's...
I said, you're my sexual...
You saw how much they wanted you at the end of that road trip.
Yeah. So I said, all right, well, I'm not cheating, am I? I said, listen, you're my sexual outlet. I said, the way you're dressing, you should live upstate with Albany.
Why don't you go have a few of your teeth pulled out, too?
Yeah, hey, maybe that's her on the phone. I see the hotline ringing. Hold on.
No.
Hey, sweetie? Is that you?
What?
Hi, honey.
You're unbelievable.
Come on, don't be mad.
Robin,
first of all,
the latest sneakers.
My wife's buying like a whole new wardrobe, and I finally saw the bills. She hides the bills for me. Admit you hide the bills for me.
I don't have to hide them. I'm in charge of them.
All right, she's in charge of the bills, but I accidentally got a hold of them. Like I told my wife, I don't want to see any bills. You're in charge of billing. Let me be creative. You run our life, so it's fine. So accidentally, I get I bought some computer equipment.
Yeah.
So I get a hold of the monthly statement, and I'm seeing what they're hosing me for clothes. She has one shop she goes to, and they're hosing me for clothes.
Oh, would you start?
And I don't.
Well, they are very expensive.
Yeah, come on,
I'll get my plug in there. They are very.
Yeah,
expensive.
give me a break already. Put a knife through my heart before you spend that kind of money.
Turn it down.
What's the matter?
We're turning our radio down.
Who's in the room with you?
Alma.
Oh. Yeah, you don't want the housekeeper hearing. You don't want the housekeeper hearing us argue on the radio.
I don't.
No, you don't.
Well, then stop. Be nicer, and then.
No, I am being. So my wife will come into a room. Here's the move. She buys her new clothes, and she'll say to me, "What do you think of these clothes?" Now, personally, I think I'm critiquing the designer, not my wife. But my wife thinks I'm critiquing her. But in other words, if I don't find something on her that I don't, if I don't like it, that means I don't find her attractive.
Hold on, Howard.
Yeah.
There's two completely different things. When you're shopping with somebody, with your wife, and she says, "What do you think?" is a whole different thing than when she's home already and has already bought it. She's
but can I say something?
What do you think?
No, that's not. Well,
no, that's not so, because she can return these clothes. She's asking my opinion. So yesterday, she's wearing... Now, get this. I'm not saying I know how to dress, but she's wearing a tan outfit with black Gilligan's Island sneakers, which are the most unsexy things I've ever seen. I'm bringing them in for you tomorrow, Robin. I'm going to bring them in for you.
They're so great.
Wait a second. What are those called? Because I want to warn people not to buy them. What is the name of them?
Superga, I think.
What? Superga?
I think that's the name of it.
Superga.
Yeah, it's a sneaker. It's a sneaker.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, it's the ugliest, most unattractive, most unfeminine. They're not sexy in any way.
Oh,
they're round like... I'm bringing them in tomorrow. They're round like Gilligan's
Island. No, you're not.
Island.
I'm going to be wearing them.
No, you're not. Allison, don't wear them near me. I find you... You know what you look like? You look like a boy in those.
Oh, would you stop?
You look like Gilligan. All I can think of is Gilligan. She had on... and then they're black.
You always liked Gilligan.
Yeah, I love them. They're as ugly as Bob Denver, those sneakers. So then when I say to her, hey, and now listen to this. I say to her, those look like Gilligan Island shoes. They're really unattractive. Why don't you wear like espadrilles or something with those? That's what I like. So she says, oh, these are really nice. You don't know, and then slams the door and walks out.
That's not true.
It is true. It's absolutely true. You got mad at me. You get mad at me whenever I critique your clothes.
I didn't slam any door. I just said, you don't know, and I walked out.
Oh. Yeah, that's a nice way to end the conversation.
Yeah, well...
If you told me something didn't look good, I wouldn't tell you, gee, you think I look bad? It's just a article of clothing. Not you.
I thought they looked fine. And you know what? It's one thing having a conversation in the house. It's another thing turning on the radio and hearing this whole thing.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know what? Do me a favor. Wear those sneakers today and let all your girlfriends laugh at you. And my wife swears that all the girls are wearing these sneakers.
Well, I don't know if all the girls are wearing them.
She goes, oh, they're the latest. I go, they're the latest. They're the
really
latest in the garbage.
They're very comfortable.
What did I pay for those?
Oh, I don't know.
What are they? What, $200?
No, please.
What are they? $100?
Sneakers.
Oh, but these are fancy sneakers. What are they? $100?
They're fancy now.
What are they? $100?
I don't think they're $100.
You don't think? You don't even know anymore.
No, they're like $50.
Oh, well then wear them. She's an attractive girl, my wife.
Sure.
but she don't know how to
she
dress.
always looks nice when I see her.
That's right. Please. He's completely out
stop
of it.
that.
No.
What do you mean?
She doesn't know how to wear shoes right. She's always worried about her condom malaysia of the knee.
That's not true. But
She's looking for a comfortable shoe.
Yeah, she has a comfortable shoe. She always, and then she thinks she's wearing high heels. Like she'll go out with me, she's like, I'm wearing heels, and I'll look down, and it's like a 1-inch pump.
Yeah.
And I go, darling, that is not a heel.
Oh, would you stop?
That my teacher used to wear that. Mrs. Carr, a 5th grade teacher, used to wear those.
No, I'm not worried about my knees anymore.
Shouldn't be.
I'm not. And
you got knees. Go out and use them.
And I think the baby might have changed the radio. She's been playing with our radio.
Yeah, don't let the baby near my radio. I got up late today. It ruined my whole day.
Oh. Well, why don't you check your alarm at night?
No, honey, tell the baby to play with something else. You got a whole house there to play with.
No, I agree. She
Stay away from my side.
That's the only thing I could think of.
It's called being a parent. Teach the baby what to do.
Oh, my God. Well, you
Listen
could double...
to you.
Is he obnoxious?
It's called being a parent.
That's what it's called. It's called saying no. Don't go near Daddy's
you
radio.
You know what being a parent is.
Has no idea.
God, I love this woman. I do love her, though.
Listen, Howard, who saved your life the other day?
You.
What happened?
It's too long a story to
Oh.
She saved you?
All right, big deal.
He can't live without me. If it wasn't for me, he would be a wreck.
Let me ask you something. I want you to answer honestly. You ever think about other guys?
Of course.
You do. I know you do. I knew it. I knew you did.
I really don't. I only think of you.
No, I think you think about sex with other guys because you don't give me that much sex. I'm telling you,
Howard, I was ready all weekend.
What happened? Oh, you were sick again?
Oh, was he sick?
Oh, yeah. You notice when I'm sick...
She's ready.
Come on.
She was ready.
You must masturbate.
I wish I did.
I think you do, and you're embarrassed to say it.
I'm going to start.
Either that or you're not horny at all.
Howard, who could be horny for a guy sweating with fever, shriveled in a corner, nauseous every minute?
Manhood like that.
Yeah, what do you mean shriveled in a corner?
You should have seen in the corner of the he was disgusting.
Are you talking about my manhood or? Come on, that was 2 days.
Oh God, you were home for 2 days, right? Because you were gone, and I got phone calls. I'm so sick.
I was sick.
Oh.
She's so mean to me.
You had Saturday night, Sunday,
Nah,
Monday, Tuesday.
She could go 2 or 3 weeks without sex. I'm telling you, and she never complained.
Saturday night, Sunday.
Let me ask you something. How long can a man hold out? How long do you think a man can hold out without having an active sex life?
Howard.
40-year-old man who is tempted every day by tons of women.
All right, then why don't you stay healthy and then you can have sex?
Those women left him like a shot.
Don't say that, or else she doesn't get horny for me.
Horrible display.
Yeah.
Who would want to be near him? He's so sick.
Oh, please.
Look. No, if you had been healthy, you would have gotten it this weekend. I'm healthy. I don't get sick. I have sickness all around.
Then I can make a move for her. I see the tampon.
Oh.
Now, always with the tampon.
Once a month.
Oh, man. She always has that tampon. God love you. That string. And then she tries to lie to me. She goes, I don't have my period. I don't have my period. And I said, I see. Don't try to hide it.
It's a man chaser.
Yeah, it's a man chaser. I see she's getting ready for the shower. She bends over to get into the shower.
Oh, stop.
And I see everything.
Oh, you're terrible.
I saw it.
So disgusting. Like he is a thing of beauty.
When he bends over to get in the shower.
He is a mess. First of all, he didn't even shower for the 4 days he was
Well, that's
sick.
his way of turning you on.
Yeah, I don't sweat. I have very dry skin.
And the cat runs into the bedroom to sniff his armpits.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about?
The cat sniffs his armpit.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Then I know he hasn't showered.
Ooh.
That's my telltale.
He's a homeless with a home.
I don't know.
You don't know.
She thinks about other guys. I'm telling you, she wants another guy. She just won't admit it.
You do sit around there sometimes and you forget the grooming.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, like you should see my wife. I come home from work. You know what my wife looks like? She has her hair pulled back in the most severe. She never has her hair blown out or out. It's pulled back severe. She's in tennis pants. You ever see the nylon tennis pants that make you look 50 pounds heavier? Yeah, that make you look 50 pounds heavier than you normally are.
Those are awful outfits.
So that your whole buttocks and everything looks like a boy.
Yeah, but I play tennis.
And then she wears her tennis jacket or I don't know what, some dirty T-shirt, and with her Gilligan's Island sneakers. Yeah, I'm going to jump in the sack.
Now, that's amazing, because that's the one thing I always used to think when we were all commuting together.
Yeah.
And Allison was seeing you off from work. She always looked great.
Yeah, well, not anymore. She doesn't care anymore. And I'm going to tell you something. What do you think?
That's so not true.
Well, you make fun of the way I look at home. Let me ask you one question. Do you ever stay at home and say, ooh, when Howard comes home today, when he walks through the door, I want to look really good for him? Never. I bet you never say that.
It never occurred to me.
That's right.
Oh. No,
Ronnie, the limo driver, at least does his hair for me every day. I sit to look at Ronnie. Oh boy, he's got a nice head. Yeah, at least he's got nice hair.
So you could go home to his house.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Howard, you're talking one day a week wearing that gym thing.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't wear that ever except when I play tennis.
Except when you wear your Gilligan's Island sneakers.
No.
Listen, today I want to come home. I want you to shock me. I want you to be all dolled up.
Oh my God, I look very nice every day. If you're not here when if I'm out when you come home.
All right, you know what? This is silly.
It is.
This is very silly. I just want to tell you something over the air. If you ask me my opinion of your clothing, and I tell you your sneakers look like Gilligan's Island, why do you get defensive?
I can't even explain it to you. It could be the way you do it.
No. You walk into the room and you say, hey, how do you like these sneakers? And I say, well...
They're cute sneakers. That's what you should have said, because they're cute sneakers.
You need to dress like a stripper.
Well,
you put on these tight little dresses with the high heels.
And I'm going to run around every day like that.
Yeah, why not? All the strippers do.
All right. Why don't you talk about how I saved your life? Tell Robin.
Who cares? No one cares about that
I want to know that you almost died. What happened?
He's a different person now.
All right.
What does she do? Does she do some special...
She does. She does her counseling with me, so she thinks she's...
We're belittling that?
No, I'm not belittling it.
He hasn't been complaining about his eyes.
Yes. Yes.
I would rather you dress like a stripper and not save my life so much.
Howard, I think I dress fine. And I think you think I do.
You know what it is? She's caught up in that whole Long Island thing. Like, they all walk around in Gilligan's Island sneakers.
I don't... Oh, my.
It's a nation of Gilligan's Island out there.
They roam around in those workout outfits like their uniforms.
Yeah, she thinks she has to look like the rest of the moms.
I don't wear
With the jewelry on. That's what
all bedecked.
Right. Boy. No, I don't wear any of that, ever.
Will you promise to never wear those sneakers in front of me again? Please? I'm asking you as a husband.
No.
I don't, please. I'm begging you.
I don't have to wear them with the tan pants.
No, can you please never wear them? They are the ugliest sneakers, and they're the most unattractive sneakers. And you're attractive to me, but the sneakers aren't.
Well, I don't know if I can make that promise.
Please, I'm begging you.
Well,
I can't tell you how I want to throw up.
How can I run in and out of a room and take my pants off or my shoes off?
She was in the middle of talking to me last night, and I looked down at the sneakers, and I rolled my eyes. And she goes, that's it, I'm not talking to you, you're rolling your eyes. I go, I'm not rolling your eyes at the sneakers. I'm rolling my eyes because I'm trying to think about what you're saying. Meanwhile, I was rolling my eyes at the sneakers. She knows. I'm going to get home, and you know what I'm going to do with your sneakers? I'm going to put them in the garbage disposal. And you're not even...
That's like throwing money away.
Yeah, I'm going to rip them off your feet, and I'm going to stuff them in the garbage disposal. That's your treat today.
What kind of,
I don't want my wife in Gilligan's Island sneakers.
You're acting like you're a daddy, and I don't appreciate it. Yeah. Throwing them away, like
Yes, you're chastising her and taking away her stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to cane you.
He's unbelievable.
All right, you minx. All right, she's a good girl.
And I saved his life.
Good girl.
She gives me good sex when I ever get it.
That's right.
Yeah, she gets very loving. She told me I look like... Who'd you tell me I looked like the other day when I was doing you?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Now, see, I'm still trying to see that. I keep looking at you.
When I'm working my magic on you, you'll see it.
It was an angle.
What, were you upside down?
Tell her how I look like.
It was an angle.
I look like Daniel Day-Lewis. All right, I love you. I love you.
Goodbye.
It's the mother of my 3 children. Goodbye.
I'll see you later.
Right.
Bye.
I've been trying to find that perspective where you look like Daniel Day-Lewis.
I just can't believe that, like, how guys set up a whole thing where like, the rest of their lives they make love to one woman. You know, it's funny, I'm watching the Nixon funeral yesterday, I'm going, all those guys there, except for Clinton, I think, actually just made love to their actual wives.
Well, Reagan had a couple of wives.
Yeah.
And he had some girlfriends in between.
Yeah.
So he did have a little
fun
stuff on the side, I guess.
I thought Bush was such a ladies' man.
Yeah, I know. It may be. They never were able to prove that, but I can't believe it.
They could never really pinpoint that or pin him down.
He was walking into the funeral with Barbara Bush. He just had a laugh.
But you look at him still. She's sitting there like Methuselah's grandmother.
Yeah.
And he still looks, pretty good for a guy his age.
You know who hasn't aged well? Is this Rosalind Carter.
You think not?
Oh, my God.
I didn't pay much attention to her.
I don't know what happened to her hair, but I think she's bald spots.
Oh, she's got cancer.
Does she have cancer?
It looks like she does.
She should have it. Then you'd be a little more sympathetic. And all these guys, I'm looking at their skin. I said, God, I don't really want to get old. I said, I'm looking at their skin, and they all got the liver spots and the ruddy skin.
Yeah, Jerry Ford looked kind of funny.
Oh, boy. And then they have the pieces of their nose missing. And then they got...
The gobbler chin.
That's the thing that gets me. I don't want to have that gobbler chin. I really don't want to get that old. I really don't want to have a gobbler chin. It is frightening. And you see...
look, Reagan was a good-looking man.
Yeah.
So what
chance do I have?
The turkey chin.
Yeah, he's got a turkey chin. And then you see Bob Hope. His is flapping in the wind. And then Bush is even flapping in the wind. Barbara Bush is flapping in the wind. Everyone's flapping in the wind. Yeah. Oh, and I'm just going, oh, man.
This is what you got to look forward to.
Yeah. All right.
Spiro T. Agnew had it?
Spiro T. Agnew. How that guy has no shame. He still walks around like nothing happened. Hey, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after. I can't think of a place you'd go to buy Schmidt besides Sam Ash, actually. I want to take a few phone calls. I mean, we got a ton of stuff to get to. I want to play this mystery record, too, and I want to tell you about someone who is out to get us. And
yes, that's what I want to hear about.
All right. Let me take a few phone calls first. We've been promising to do that. New York, you're on the air. Hey, also, I got a great letter here about our new videotape. For those of you who haven't ordered it yet, please get in on this. You will have a ball with this tape because you get to watch all the new tape with us. The backstage stuff, all the outrageous party that happened in Newark. And you call right now, they can be sent right out to you. In fact, here's a letter. Dear Howard, got the tape on April 4th, 1994. It is effing outrageous. My favorite parts are putting on and off the peanut butter on that chick.
Yeah.
You have to see the tape to know what they're talking about. That was cool. He likes Tiny Tim, of course. Everyone likes that. Yeah, and that's where Elena Beastie hops on top of his head.
A real crowd.
Yeah. That was at the backstage party. I'd be more specific about it, but you can't get that much more specific.
You got to see it.
Guy goes, that was hilarious.
I bet you nobody can believe it.
He says, I love when you guys goofed on Fa Flunky during his Mama Monkey song. And he says, Gary, you should have floored that faggot. F-A-G-I-T.
Oh.
Now, you see, that's not nice. That's not nice. There was a whole discussion of Gary. We caught him backstage yelling about Taboo, who is a gay person. And Gary said some out-of-line things. Of course, we left him on the tape.
Well, you want to see when people are politically incorrect for real.
He likes when we goof on Gary's lips. We have all new Gary goofs on his lips. He says, how about springing for a bottom lip reduction operation? I don't know if they have one.
But that'll only make his teeth look bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you bring the lip in. How does he get it over those choppers?
Yeah.
Causes all kind of problems.
It's a whole set.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he goes on and on and on.
My question is just why couldn't he keep it dry? Why has the lip got to be wet?
Yeah, and we do make reference to it on the tape. There's a whole... You got
to see it, too.
You got to see it to believe it. And also, you're going to love this Leroy Neiman poster. And we made sure that, like all our other products, this will be just a certain amount, and then we'll stop selling them. So anyway, it's 1-800-52-STERN, $39.95. You must be 18 or older to order this. $4.50 shipping and handling. And... all you have to do is call now, 1-800-52-STERN. Okay. Very good. So, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing, Howard?
Brought to you by Infinity Ventures in May. I always forget to say that. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So, congratulations.
Thanks.
One of your few female supporters here, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. I
see a lot of women.
We see more guys, but a lot of women really do support the death penalty. Hey, how did you like when we were at that convention and that woman steps up to the microphone? I don't know who she was, but she says, Howard, my son was killed and there was no death penalty, and now that guy's in prison laughing at me.
He's going to be walking the street.
And
he was walking the street.
Yeah.
That
I think
was really strange.
What was really cool is then the crowd started getting unruly, and one guy got up and yelled, let's go get that guy now. And some people started leaving.
Yeah, people actually jumped out of their seats to go follow him.
They were going to go lynch the guy who killed her son, not knowing anything about the case or anything.
Let's go get him.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was almost like a lynch mob. If I had a horse, I would have hopped on it.
So, Howard.
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick with Gary.
Okay.
First, I wanted to say that he can hear me, right?
Did you get the new tape yet?
What?
Did you get the new tape?
Of the pay-per-view?
You see, that's the problem. It's not only pay-per-view. But it's
the after party.
After party, it's like got 40. I don't know. Does anyone know the exact timing of how much time? We have all new material on there.
Well, actually, honestly, I haven't ordered it, Howard.
Why? Because you thought it was just the pay-per-view?
Well, I did see the pay-per-view, and I, did take
You just figured you taped that, and you figure you have it all.
You don't have everything.
Sort of,
You really
I
don't.
also can't afford it right now.
Oh, you could too. Don't say that.
Put it on your credit card.
Well, you know why?
Yeah, right.
Because remember, I was fired from my gig because I was in your New York pageant.
Oh, jeez.
Who is she?
Oh, I know exactly who this is.
Who is it?
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
So the girl came. Let me explain who this really
Just
nice.
explain it.
Okay. So she came to the New York pageant. She's a school teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was.
She put a car out front. Car got towed away. She sang a song. We didn't pick her. She was a little on, I think, the chubby side, but I'm not sure that we picked her. She got up here. She ended up getting like a list of everybody's home number.
Yeah.
But chose to call me and me alone.
Yeah.
So she kept calling my house saying, "How could you not let me in the pageant? You guys are crazy. I'm the one with the real talent. I'm better looking than all those people." So I called her one day and I freaked out on her. She started to cry.
Yeah.
And she says, "I'm not a lunatic. I'm not one of those other kooks." And I said, "Then why are you calling me at home?"
Yeah.
Okay, do I get my chance now?
Yeah, go.
You might be a lunatic. You might
get my chance?
Yeah, you might be a lunatic.
No, I'm really not a lunatic. I'm not a normal, But anyway, I came down, I sang in the studio, I was on the air, you guys called me back, Burley called me from pay-per-view, I was in the pageant, everything went well, but, I understand now why I wasn't chosen. I didn't, get naked. I'm the one who sang the Melissa Etheridge tune.
Okay, I mean, you weren't even that good a singer.
Yes, I was. Ask Robin and
She did have a good voice.
But so what?
She was with her clothes on. There were women doing insane things.
Well, after
it's a beauty pageant, honey.
No.
So
I know. I'm very attractive. It's just that I wasn't taking my clothes off. That's
Gary,
exactly
how bad was she? What was she on a scale of 1 to 10?
I can't remember, but I'm.
She a 3?
No, I was getting like a 6 reading.
Am I a freak? Is that what you said?
No.
She wasn't stunning enough she could get away with it without being nude.
Right. In other
She
words,
wasn't the Czechoslovakian girl.
Right.
There were 6s who did a lot of stuff. I mean, there were 10s that got in on being 10s.
There were 6s who went up to an 8 because they did a lot of stuff.
Right.
She was a 6 who did nothing.
I'm not a 6. But anyway, I'll let you don't even remember.
Took her to 6'1",
Yeah, right.
No, you know what? I'll tell you what the deal is. She actually had a talent.
Jackie was giving me the eyes. What is he kidding? He doesn't even remember who he's talking about.
She could tell. The deal was is that
Jackie gives me the eyes.
She actually had
to see the stage for
Wait, okay, so anyway, let me just get past the whole thing. So anyway, I felt I sang well, but then, and you kept telling me on the air when I called you back, you said, listen, this isn't the Kathy Lee Gifford show. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And you hung up on me. But I really...
Let me hear you sing again. Let me hear you sing again. I got to hear this.
Want to hear me sing?
Yeah, because I don't remember you from a hole in the wall.
Okay, I'll sing what I sang. You ready?
Because you got a horrible speaking voice. Go ahead.
Well, I just woke up.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you're
sang
clearing your
last
throat. What a yenta.
I'm an Italian yenta.
Right.
Ready? Does she love you like the way I love you? Does she stimulate you, attract and captivate you? Tell me, does she miss you, existing just to kiss you?
She's a 5.
Like the way I do.
More. Fantastic. Give me more.
Tell me, does she want you?
Can you imagine, some poor guy marries her?
Just how to shock you.
Listen to her, she sounds like a preacher. Shock you, breathe you, inject you.
And affect you, baby.
I'll tell her she's a 4. Watch her freak out, Robin. You want my honest opinion? You're not a 6, you're a 4.
So anyway, listen, this is the rest of the story. So Gary threatened to kill me.
Who threatened to kill you?
Gary, I called. This is what happened. I said,
how come you didn't kill her, Gary?
What stopped her?
He goes, how'd you get my phone number? He goes, if you tell me how you got my phone number,
I won't kill you.
He said, I'll let you on the show. He goes, I'll try to get you tickets for the show. That's basically, I wanted to be in the audience.
Right.
Once I realized that I really wasn't like one of the stripper types.
Well, how'd you get the number?
I'll tell you how she got it.
Wow, there was a K-Rock list in the...
Remember how nutty it was? There were women all over the station.
Yeah.
Right. She went through the mailbox.
No, I didn't. Some girlfriend's boyfriend goes, hey, anybody want this? And I looked at it and I said, yeah, I'll take it.
My number wasn't on there.
No, your number's not on there.
I don't care if anyone else's is. As long as mine is.
You haven't been calling Dave Herman, have you?
What?
You haven't been calling Dave Herman,
I haven't called anybody. It's in my scrapbook.
Oh, yeah, it's where it belongs.
My scrapbook.
How about $10 to just throw it away?
So anyway, he goes, I'll get you tickets on the pay-per-view to be in the audience if you tell me. He goes, give me a call back in a couple of days. And so I call him back.
Yeah.
And I left messages at the studio. Of course, he didn't call me back. So I called him one more time at his house.
She left an angry... Wait a second. She left an angry message. She's like, listen, it's bad enough you didn't put me in the pageant. You promised me tickets. You're not calling me. She was a psycho.
Yeah.
You are a psycho. I say it for right now. You're a psycho.
Gary, you are a psycho.
Excuse me for getting a little angry that you called me at home. Excuse me for being a little upset.
So who are you that you can't be called at home?
I'm so glad you called in.
Honey, who are you to be calling him at home? He didn't give you his number. You're not supposed to have that number.
Yeah, do you want strangers calling you at home and yelling?
Hey, how about you announce your phone number over the air now and let my listeners start calling you at your house? Because who are you? Why don't you announce your phone number right now?
Oh, no, I don't know. My life's not that boring.
Why? Why not announce it? So, who are you? Who are you not to have us call you?
Why do you feel that you can call Gary and harass him?
Why can't we call you?
Robin, you're hearing Gary's story. I wasn't harassing him.
Did you call angry and yelling in his machine?
No, I just said, listen, you said, you'd get me those...
You're way calmer now than you were. But you know what? Say that you're saying it the way you're saying it now.
It's still wrong.
You still have the right to call me at home. As calm as you are, you don't have the right to call me at home.
Well,
of course, that's never going to sink in with her.
I was very disappointed. I was really psyched for that thing. I thought that might...
She could not...
You didn't give her tickets, did you?
No.
Good. I am glad Gary didn't give you tickets.
Aw.
I'm glad. You're obnoxious.
Aw. That's not nice.
And let's have it out right here. Don't leave me a message later and tell me what you really thought.
Yeah.
Have I called you, Gary?
No, you haven't.
Come on.
Of course, I changed the number.
Yeah, that's helped.
You did not. I heard the machine. No, just kidding.
You're not kidding.
All right, I got to go.
Well, it's been great talking to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you, psycho. Psycho girl.
Yes, whenever you call now, just say it's psycho.
See,
by the way, my whole life has changed now.
I feel bad that you're not a school teacher anymore, psycho.
And that's what you said to me on the phone. It was so funny.
She claims she started crying. Wait a second. Why don't you tell Howard how you started crying? Because she got her car towed away and she couldn't get to school that day. She got fired from her job. And I said,
no, I got fired.
She blamed that on us.
Yeah, right. That's our
they
fault.
saw me on the Channel News, on the Channel 5 news clip.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, so what did you expect?
Like I twisted your arm and held you up to the camera.
I'm going to school to be a speech therapist now and making more money.
Good for you.
I'm glad it's working out.
Right by your house, Hal.
Good. God, I hope you don't know where I live. Thank you, psycho.
Don't worry.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I get a weird thing happening when there are people who get my home mailing address.
Yeah.
And they'll send me letters. They go, Dear Howard, I tried reaching you at your radio station. That's why I'm sending this letter to your house. And I go, and I won't read them. I'll just rip them up.
Uh-huh.
And they get really pissed off. They go, well, why won't you respond to the letter? Because I'm not going to respond to you. You're not supposed to be writing me at my house.
Yeah, it's totally inappropriate. You're not going to encourage it.
Yeah, you're too nutty. You're a nitwit. You're a nut. But nobody ever sees themselves as a nut?
It's their right to have contact with you and for you to respond.
Yeah, it's like somebody wanted me to buy their house. They somehow got it in their head that I would buy their house. And they track me down. They send the police over with letters.
Really?
Yeah, to my house.
The police are delivering letters.
Yeah, the police are delivering. I didn't know the police actually got into mail delivery, but they do. And I said to my wife, this is insane. This woman's never going to leave us alone. And she keeps like getting the letters and the letters and the letters. So finally, I don't know what to do. I don't want her house. I don't want to buy her house. I don't want her house. Please, Robin.
Did she gotten the message yet?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. It's crazy. Well, we only got to one phone call, but it was interesting. Yeah. Maybe I'll get to some more. I want to play a mystery record, and I got to tell you.
Who is this person?
Someone is out to get us, and I think we have to have a discussion about it right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
What?
Why am I the subject of such scrutiny?
Who's watching you now?
It's unbelievable. I'm reading this article that just came over the UPI. Outrageous radio personality and gubernatorial candidate Howard Stern will face gubernatorial candidate.
I love it.
Will face possible jail time and a $10,000 fine if he does not submit financial disclosure forms to the New York State Ethics Commission.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Jail time?
Yeah, jail time. The commission said, so what? So I'll do a year.
They could lock you up.
So all I have to do is a year. Joey Buttafuoco did 6 months. It didn't seem all that hard.
They could lock you up. All these criminals on the street just run around.
Yeah. The commission said shock jock Stern, who has captured the Libertarian Party's nomination in the race for governor, has until August 30th to detail the sources of his income. Stern said he will not release financial information. No, I'm not going to give it to them. I'm not giving them anything.
How about this? Can't you just say my income comes from these several places and that's it?
Yeah.
Not how much you get.
Well, that I don't mind saying. I don't mind telling them who pays me. It's obvious who pays me. It's a radio station.
Yeah, I mean, it's so simple where you get your money from. You make a salary.
A year in jail doesn't sound that bad to me. I catch up on my reading.
But then you
can
can't
masturbate
be
in jail.
governor.
Well, I can be governor from jail.
They won't let you do that.
Come on. Let's see. It says here, failure. This is great. Failure to provide a financial disclosure form is a Class A misdemeanor, which carries a maximum of a year behind bars. An Ethics Commission spokesman said Wednesday, since the law went into effect in 1989, every candidate has provided the forms without protest. ALTES said, the state only discloses the source of the candidate's income, not the amount. Ask about the odds of Stern getting hit with a jail sentence if he continues to withhold the documents. ALTES says...
Nobody's even asking for anything. You're already withholding.
Yeah. Well, this is how they word everything with me. If he continues to withhold. ALTES
You're
said...
going to jail.
Yeah. That would not be an impossibility. Officials from Infinity Broadcasting, Stern's employer, and the State Libertarian Party were not immediately available for comment.
So they know who you are.
They know where your income comes from. Then.
Yeah, they know exactly who to call. It comes from Infinity Broadcasting.
Consider this a disclosure.
Yeah, I mean, what is this? I don't have any other income. I made a couple of bucks on the book, and everything else is from Infinity. That's it.
Got some Disney stock, I heard.
Yeah, I went out and bought that. I got to tell them what I bought. I got to give them stock tips. Screw them. What is this? I'm going to F you. What is this? All of a sudden.
But if candidates were ethical, we wouldn't need an ethics committee.
Yeah, but don't worry about my ethics. I'm fine. I only wish I could make some illegal money. I'm so damn friggin' honest when someone...
That's for all those wackos who've been in office and keep seeming to get richer.
I once worked a live show. Someone offered me $1,000 tip in cash. I said, no, I have to declare this. I mean, that's how honest I am. For God's sake.
Can't they? Are your tax returns aren't public records, are they?
No, for goodness sake. How dare they, Robin? Anyway, let me tell the audience
it's
something.
all the previous cheats who are causing the problems.
I wanted to go through my computer and read you everything. See if you can figure out who this is real quick. Then I got to tell you who is an enemy of ours.
You better tell me. I might be being nice to this person when I shouldn't be.
Who is singing on this record? Let's see if you can figure it out. This is just a fun little game for everyone to play. You too, Robin. Can we guess?
Wait a minute. You got to tell me. They're TV personality?
Well, I'm not telling you anything. I'll tell you one thing. It's not Maria Melito, the disc jockey here at the radio station.
I kind of figured that, but is she on television?
You've seen her on television, but she's not a regular.
Not a regular on television?
No.
Known for
what?
Movies?
No, not movies.
News?
No, I wouldn't say she's a news woman. That's it. That's 3 questions.
Oh, you. Then play me some more.
Yeah.
Jackie, you have a thought on who it is? Okay.
Sue Simmons.
Sue Simmons. No, it's not Sue Simmons.
Is it something wacky like that, though?
It's wacky. It's wacky in the sense... by the way, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, there you go.
All three of you know her.
We know her personally. We've met her.
You've met her.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute.
Edie McClurg.
Not Judith Regan.
No.
Don't be ridiculous.
Judith Regan. Although I'm working on a CD with her.
I was going to say, it was like the wackiest
Has
thing.
it got music?
Want to give the audience a guess?
Yeah, because I'm stumped.
Fred, you got any
We
idea?
all know her.
What was it
Edie
recorded
McClurg.
What?
Edie McClurg.
Not Edie. Not Edie. We love her, but it's not Edie.
What was it recorded for? Is it for...
It's a record album.
Release?
Yeah.
So this person got an album deal. They have to have a name.
Yeah, well, they have a name.
But they're not TV actresses.
No.
Not a TV actress.
Not a TV actress. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
You know who that is?
Yeah, that's Marla Maples.
No, not Marla Maples. Good guess, but not...
Ivana?
Not Ivana, no. All right, thank you. I don't even have a prize to give anybody.
Oh, come on, give a prize, Hal.
You didn't win.
You didn't win anyway, you big dope. Because he goes, come on, give a prize. Yeah. Do I have a prize, Gary?
Well, we can give him a K-Rock T-shirt and one of Jackie's CDs. Or if you want to get really generous, we can give him a copy of the New Year's video. Or if you don't want to get that generous, we can...
Why should I give anybody a copy?
You're right.
That's a nice package.
It's a K-Rock T-shirt and...
give him one of Jackie's.
And one of Jackie's CDs and cassettes.
Yeah.
What's it called, Jackie?
The Joke Man.
Spend a lot of time on that? All right, take it easy.
Somebody wacky like Heidi Fleiss?
No, that's a good guess, but not Heidi
Fleiss. Or the Mayflower Madam?
No, but you're in the right arena.
So it's somebody who's not like a TV or movie star.
Right. You don't think of that. You know, it's one of those people that you're not even sure
why they're famous.
Ed Koch.
All right, it's not
that's right.
Gay.
Ed Koch. No. Fine. Come on. You guys know this person.
More hints.
No hints. I'm not giving you a hint.
Hey, is it somebody we haven't seen in a while?
Fred got it.
Is it Christy Todd Whitman?
That's right.
No.
Mrs. Christy Todd Whitman,
Stop
the governor
it.
of New
You're
Jersey.
lying.
No, I'm lying.
Is it someone we haven't seen in a long time?
Yeah, we haven't seen her in a while.
We've stopped talking to her?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's not Jessica.
All right.
No, it's not Jessica Hahn. That would have been a good one, though. Yes, it's Jessica Hahn.
And she's been on this show more than once?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I'd say 3 or 4 times.
Jeez.
Carol Alt.
Who did you say?
Carol Alt.
No, not Carol.
That was a good guess.
That was a good guess.
That was a good guess, because she says she can sing, right?
Yeah, she's one of those people that says she can sing. You just never see her doing it.
She says she can act.
Yeah.
She can have hit records in Italy.
Yeah. She's got everything in Italy.
Oh, boy.
Anything good that happened to her is in Italy.
But would this person be a model? Not a model.
No, not a model.
Mary Delabate.
Not Mary Delabate. Although she's thinking of cutting an album. She's got to figure out some way to cash in on being Mrs. Baba Booey.
Who could it be?
Can't be serious.
Vaughn Hall. We never met.
Do you know who it is?
Tracy Lynn.
Tracy? Who's Tracy Lynn?
Porn star.
Oh, no, not Tracy Lynn.
Oh, come on. That's a great guess, though.
Yeah, don't tell
It's a great.
That's a great guess. How do you know it's a great guess?
What do you mean it's a great? That was an awful guess. No one even knows who Tracy Lynn is.
Tracy Todd Whitman was a good guess.
Tracy Todd Whitman. Thank you.
Not Judy Tenuta.
Everybody's a Tracy to him.
It is not Judy Tenuta, the famous comic.
Trisha Cox.
That's right. You got it. Trisha Cox Nixon.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Of course I'm kidding.
No way.
All right, very good.
Patty Davis, Reagan Davis?
No, not Patty Davis Reagan.
We never met more.
Give us another hint.
I'm not going to give you a hint.
Wait a minute. Just let's think.
Yeah, don't.
I'm not good at coming up with hints.
Let's think now. Somebody who's been on the show but not necessarily famous for anything.
Right.
Allison Steele.
It's not one of the Scandal babes. Jennifer Flowers.
Right.
Is it?
Jennifer Flowers. No, it's not Jennifer.
Oh, you're guessing anymore if you keep it.
It's way too much fun.
It is not Jennifer Flowers. But you're in the you're sort of in the right arena. You know, not
completely.
Not completely, but you're
in there.
you're thinking clearly.
Sydney Biddle Barrows.
No.
I said that already.
She already guessed that. Yes. How dare you? That's right, Sydney Biddle Barrows.
Was it somebody that was on here selling something else?
Yes.
A book or something.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Along those lines. It's not Suzanne Summers.
Patty Davis. Will you guess that?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, Fred?
Right. Patty Davis. It's Patty Davis.
It
I didn't hear you say that before. It's Patty Davis Reagan.
It is.
Yeah, it is. You didn't say that before, did you?
Yeah, he said Patty Davis Reagan. Patty Davis Reagan.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Yeah, it's Patty Davis Reagan. No, it's not. Go ahead. Come on. Guess it.
Throw something at him hard.
No, go ahead. Come on. One final guess, and then I'll give the audience.
No, I want to guess all day.
You want to just play this the rest of the day?
Brooke Shields.
It is not Brooke Shields.
Is it Allison Steele?
Not Allison Steele.
Can we get an age?
What?
Can we get an age?
30s.
30s.
Wow.
30-something.
Not Katie Seagal.
No.
What'd you say?
No, it's not.
It's not. I said you're right. It's not Katie Seagal.
How long ago has it been since this?
That is a woman.
What?
That is a woman.
What are you saying?
That is a woman?
That is a woman.
Okay.
How long has it been since they've been on the air with us?
Well, that would be too much of a clue, wouldn't it? Because then you'll go back into the computer and check the records and then look at it with your super memory. It's been a while. It's been
probably
a year.
Probably less than that. A little bit less than that.
A little bit less than a year.
Somebody we have on kind of frequently, but
Matt
White.
What?
White.
No, what are you saying? You want to? What'd you say? Obviously, with that kind of voice.
Whoa.
Nothing is up.
All right. I'll tell you something. Robin, you are a racist.
Unbelievable.
I'll tell you something. I'm going to give you a hint then. All right, we'll move this thing along.
Yes.
Obviously, not white.
She's not white?
Not white.
That's Janie the cleaning woman.
Right. That's right. What did you say it is? Janie the cleaning woman. She put out a record? No, not Connie Chung.
This is not a white woman?
Not a white woman.
Neither is Connie Chung.
That's right.
That's right.
Tia Carrera, or whatever her name is.
Not Tia Carrera.
What's her face?
That's right. He's got it, I bet.
That's right.
You got it. I'm telling you, you got it.
Black Julie Brown.
No. Black Julie Brown.
How about the white Julie Brown?
That's it.
What's the name that was on here?
Huh?
The who?
Who? The who? It's Roger Daltrey.
Jackie's like your dad now. He's
like,
right.
Who was that?
What you call it? The who's
Describe her.
You know who.
Gallivan.
Martha Ray.
All right, let me tell you who it is.
No.
Martha Ray. America's treasure.
Terrier.
All right, I'm going to give you guys one more minute.
You haven't given us a good clue.
I'm not going to give you a clue.
Popular recently, the Latin girl.
Charo?
The Latin girl.
The Latin girl.
I can't think of her name.
Daisy Fuentes.
The Latin girl.
She's a negress.
Ooh. That's not Ludwig.
Shirley Hemphill.
That's right. The comedian, Shirley Hemphill. No, come on.
We all know her.
A black woman.
A black woman who comes here.
That's right.
That should really narrow it down, Robin.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think who comes. Whoopi Goldberg?
That's right. You got it. Whoopi Goldberg.
That's not Whoopi.
You're right.
Oh, you.
Sue Simmons.
We said
not
that
Sue
already.
Simmons. That's right, Sue Simmons. I didn't hear you say it.
Patty Davis Simmons. A black woman that comes in here.
And she doesn't sing for a living.
Yeah, it can't be the Marital.
I didn't say she doesn't sing, but you don't. She doesn't necessarily sing for a living, but here she is singing for a living. Someone must have paid her for this.
This is probably the first album.
Yeah.
This is German Vanessa Williams or anything like that.
Not Vanessa Williams, no. Not someone that has now hit very big, and this is her old album. This is a new album.
This is a new album.
Well, a new single, whatever. But it's probably part of an album.
It's a new album.
It is an album?
Yeah.
It's a new album.
Thank you.
Excuse me? That's right. That's right. The great Congresswoman, Shirley Chisholm, black Congresswoman.
How many black?
All right, I'm going to tell you what it is. It is Mrs.
Come on.
It's Mrs. Malcolm X.
Oh,
Betty Shabazz.
All right.
No, not her. Oh, come on. This is getting ridiculous. I've given you so many hints already.
You probably lied to us.
A black woman who comes in here regularly. How hard is it?
I'm the only one.
That's right. It's you.
Robin's assistant?
It's Robin's assistant who's been working on something on the side. That's why she needed all those computer services.
Not Ruthie from Traffic.
No, not Ruthie.
Now we're getting obscure.
Give us another clue.
Ruthie from Traffic.
No, give us another clue. Come on.
I don't have one.
Why did she come in here? Gary's good one.
Because she was promoting something.
It's not Eartha Kitt.
No, not Eartha Kitt.
No, definitely not.
It's not a singer.
It's Eartha Kitt's sister.
There you go.
No. Come on, who would it be? All right, I'm going to tell you right now. No, come on, let me tell you. Come on, I can't drag this out anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, the answer is... LaToya Jackson.
No.
That's LaToya Jackson. Everyone's in shock.
Absolutely.
That's a good one, isn't it?
How dare you say she's not a singer?
Yeah, that's
She never had an album out.
I said she never...
Lie. She has certainly had albums out in Europe.
Singer.
In Europe.
That's albums.
Right.
I said that she does sing, but you don't primarily think of her as a singer. She's famous for nothing.
Singing artist.
She's famous for
No, I mean, she's famous for just
She
like a lot of...
She sings all over the world.
Have you ever heard her
You've
sing
never heard her sing before?
Yes.
Oh.
I can't wait till LaToya comes in here and has to confront Robin about that there's no way she can be black singing like that.
Obviously what?
She's certainly not a Jackson for real.
LaToya Jackson. The answer to our mystery record today?
Still stand by my claim that a black woman couldn't sing.
Obviously not soulful at all.
All right, why don't we take a break? That was fun, right? You enjoyed that?
She was singing to her husband, right?
Yeah.
How's the house of burning love?
That's when he put the chair over her head.
Yeah, so she burnt the house with him in it.
House of burning love. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right. You know, I've been reflecting on this trip to Albany that we had, and it was like really weird when you go up to this Libertarian Party, and you're trying to figure out like who the real. You could definitely tell who the real Libertarians were from the new Libertarians. You know, the people we brought into the party.
Yes.
It was just a clear distinction. We have people who resemble homeless who came in with us, and. And then the real Libertarians were like in their suits and their party dresses.
Yes, they took it very seriously, their convention.
They were really excited about the convention. And then like the women of the Libertarian Party are kind of like hippie women, but not quite hippies because... Like you know, they were talking about baking homemade bread and coming up to Woodstock and hanging out. But then at the same point, they're talking about blowing away dudes with their guns.
Yeah, they want to carry heat.
Yeah, they all carry heat and stuff. And it was like not quite hippies.
If everyone on the Long Island Railroad had a gun, that guy would have never gotten away with what he did.
Well, you know, I bought that argument. That was the sick thing about it.
But I just thought of the Old West, you know, when somebody would rob a train and everybody would jump behind their chairs and pull out their guns.
Yeah, and do a quick draw. You know, like quickly. Draw. But it was weird. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, these, you know, nice hippies and stuff, and then all of a sudden they're talking about, you know, hemp and...
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of pro-drug stances and pro-gun stances taken.
Yeah. You know what?
Get high and get your gun.
I think a lot of the people there, while they did carry guns, they didn't... I don't think they were into drugs. They just were into the legalization of them.
Right. They don't want the government involved in chasing down drug dealers, and they think it creates more crime, that it prohibits.
Did you hear that on the second day, you know, they held elections for a whole bunch of different offices, and one of the last...
After we left, there were only 80 people left, and it was like a cyclone had hit the party.
Well, listen to this. One of the last positions they had available, I guess it's one of the lowest positions in the Libertarian Party. It's a delegate at large.
Yeah.
They choose 6 of them.
Yeah.
One of the people that got elected was one of our listeners who just joined the party.
Really? He's in, huh?
He got into it.
Yeah.
He just got caught up.
He got caught up in the political fever. Yeah. So what is it now? They want to meet with me or something?
Yeah, they said that they wanted to meet with you to go over, they really haven't had an opportunity to sit down and explain to you exactly what libertarianism is about.
Oh, spare me. It doesn't matter. I don't care what it's about.
There is a rumor that, some of the people in the party are still a little upset. They might hold a press conference saying that even though you've been voted in legally, they don't support you.
You mean there might be a split in the 80 people who are
you know what that is? That's a bunch of sore losers. You come in, you win, you bring all the media attention. It's time to rally around the candidate and say, hey, what good can we get out of this? Hey, we can get a lot of press out of this, and if Howard wins, wow, he's going to bring... I'm bringing libertarians. I'm bringing guys like Joe Brennan and all those other guys.
I'll tell you one thing about
into the party. I'm going to bring them into the governor's mansion.
I'm not going to name names, but, everyone calls me, and I can't tell you, these people calling, they're like, don't listen to him, listen to me. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And I get that every day. It's just, they all say...
Well, there's only like 80 libertarians.
Right. How much of a split could there be?
Yeah, only 80 of them showed up to the party anyway.
The rest of the 300 people who were there were our people anyway.
Yeah, it seems to me we brought in more people. Oh, yeah, so there's some spoiled sports that want to now denounce me?
Well, they just want to make sure you understand... what's going on.
You know what? I do
all
understand.
All of a sudden you were being hit with, maybe not the death penalty, but maybe every victim could determine the fate of the person who victimizes them.
Yeah, they said, the libertarians aren't necessarily for the death penalty, but if you did get up and say that the person who determined, if you are killed, the family gets to determine what your fate will be. And I just said, guys... No offense, I don't care. I just want to pull a switch on some murderers. That's all. Can you back off?
I'm trying to
with the libertarian.
I'm trying to think.
I told them, hey man, I mean, and they all want to meet with me and explain libertarianism and stuff. And you know what? It's pretty simple to get. You ask me anything about government, and I'll tell you the libertarian point of view.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
Test me.
They said in your speech when you were talking today, they thought it was really good, but there were 2 or 3 points that were very un-libertarian.
Yeah, but that's how I feel. So change the party.
See, I agree. I think that nobody agrees with everything in the party.
Right. All the Democrats don't agree with every plank in the platform.
Look. Here's the deal.
But they swear as a party they agree on every one of these issues.
Has it gotten through their heads yet that I'm like, I could care less about any party, that I just want to be the governor of New York? Has anybody figured that out yet?
And you just decided to run under the Libertarian banner?
Right,
and
because I wanted
them something and get you something.
Yeah, why don't they just are they for real that they want to all meet with me every minute? Do they know I don't meet with anybody?
Except clients.
Well, once a week, and I'm trying to get rid of that.
Hey, maybe I should tell them to advertise on the show.
Yeah, then they can meet with me. I mean, everyone wants to meet with me and have these serious political discussions. I'm not really into it. I don't know anything about politics except I want to win.
Well, I certainly would invite you to come up to Woodstock.
Yeah, well, my running mate...
Me and Peter.
My running mate, Stan Dworkin, is going up to Woodstock this week to meet with Betty Lou.
It's Dottie Lou.
Dottie Lou.
Oh, Dottie Lou.
He's going up there to meet, and he just called me. So he's taking care of all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's going to be the real governor.
Yeah. He's going to go hang out with the libertarians and listen to, why we should legalize hemp.
Well, Lou Vogel called me yesterday, the former state chair, and he wanted to come down because you need to sign a form.
Yeah.
So I said, well, why don't you fax that over to me so I can, because Howard needs to look at stuff before he signs it.
Yeah, I mean, they've been throwing too many papers in front of my face.
Well, this is some kind of official state document that has to be signed.
Accepting the nomination, basically.
Well, yeah, accept.
But I want to take a look at it.
Do me a favor, Baba Booey. Not that I don't trust your legal mind.
No, I won't.
That brilliant legal mind.
Hey, Wolf,
I'll take a look at it.
This looks fine. It's printed on real paper and everything.
It's in English.
Yeah.
Lots of big words.
Well... I don't know. It's like getting out of hand. You know what I mean? Everyone wanting to meet with me. And they all call separately wanting to meet with me.
They all agree on everything, but everyone has to talk to you individually.
Yeah.
You got to speak with all 80 members.
I know Joe Brennan wants to meet with me, but he wasn't acting that cool at the convention.
He gave a very belligerent anti-Howard speech.
Yeah, in the past I would have met with him, but now, I don't know.
He seemed kind of wacky.
Yeah, I don't really want to be with him.
That day.
Yeah, he had his point of view and everything. I just didn't agree with it.
Didn't he look like he had a fuse coming out of his butt?
Yeah, right.
You know what? I thought it was like one of those rockets you used to see from the Acme company.
Yeah.
It was stuck right up there.
Yeah, so I just said to Joe, Joe, I definitely want you part of my government because I'd rather have you with me than against me. And tell him to be cool. I understand. You know what? Test me on anything. I can tell you the libertarian point of view. It's not tough to figure out. I know what they're into. And quite frankly, what's the difference? I'm only for the death penalty.
Well, anytime you say something, is that what you think we're for?
Yeah, and I don't care. Who can figure out what you're for? They're for hemp, they're against it.
You think that's libertarianism?
Yeah. I know what they're for. They're for the less intervention of the government.
But at points, I got to tell you, I mean, I know that people are in the party and they really believe in it, but it starts to border on, like, sort of religious fanaticism.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then Joe, who was my pal, all of a sudden gets up and starts bad-mouthing me.
Becomes your worst enemy.
Yeah. And I just
he said worse things about you than that Ostrowski guy.
I know.
Who I don't know what he said because he put me to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, they were all putting me to sleep. I just wanted to get up there and get a few votes, that's all. I've always told them, if they're not happy with me as the candidate, then don't support me. Then forget it. Let's forget the whole
you're
thing.
Just not supporting your party this year.
Yeah. Don't be dicks about it. Just mellow out. Realize I'm a goofy guy. I'm not going to sit and have meetings about libertarianism.
Do you think that,
What is it?
I think Joe Brennan's on.
Yeah, get him on the phone. I got to talk to him.
Hey, Howard, do you think that Joe... Can I ask you a question? Do you think that Joe...
Yes, Joe's on the phone.
Joe, I've been thinking about this all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all knew that one of the reasons why Lou didn't get reelected because he supported Howard. Did you denounce Howard knowing that he would get elected and you could save your own butt?
No, Joe denounced me because he really thought I was going to choose him as my lieutenant governor.
No, that's not true either.
Oh,
Howard.
come on.
Oh, come on. And I really heard that you would say things like me. I heard Robin on the tape from the show calling me a snake. I told Gary in advance to tell you I was a candidate against you. I had to give a speech to try to win. I mean, I wouldn't be considered a legitimate candidate.
No, I asked him if he was still running.
Yeah.
He didn't say he was a candidate. Running and being
Gary,
a candidate.
Gary, tell the truth. I called you, I think it was the day that you spoke to Ruth Messenger, and I said, just make sure Howard understands that since I'm a candidate against him, I'm going to have to give a speech to try to win. It doesn't mean that I'm against Howard.
But trying to win is supporting yourself, not denouncing your opponent.
Yeah. Well, you were the only one who really denounced me that heavy.
Oh, Jim Ostrowski didn't denounce you.
Not that bad. He was okay.
Howard,
Joe, you turned on me.
I did not turn on you.
Hey, but Joe, I don't even care. All I'm trying to say
Howard,
is, you don't need to have meetings with me.
Let me just tell you the other thing. There's something. I know that there's a lot of people calling you. First of all, from that Saturday meeting we originally had, I was voted to be the official liaison with you.
Right.
The new state chair confirmed that last night. She expects me to be the one person to deal with you. And the things I wanted to talk to you about have nothing to do with ideology and stuff like that. I wanted to clear up all of this garbage that we're talking about now, about all these different people calling you.
Yeah, but I don't even care. I'm just telling you, I'm available to run. I came all the way up to Albany. I took the nomination. That's it. Now just get me on the ballot and let's see how I do. That's it. There's nothing else to discuss. You guys are making too much out of this.
What did you want to talk about?
Yeah, what do you possibly want to talk? What do I have to do with any of this? You guys go out and run your party now.
You got to get the signatures now.
Yeah. I'm not going to do anything.
Well, I felt there was things you needed to know about.
Like what? Tell me one thing I need to know.
Well, I'm not going to talk about it on the
air. Well, give us a topic.
Give me a topic that I need to know about. There's no reason to meet. I hate to burst everyone's bubble here.
You guys think you have something to meet about, and then you get into a room and you don't say anything.
Yeah, you guys don't have anything to meet about. First of all, you guys think I don't know about libertarianism. Test me on anything. Ask me a question about libertarianism. Like, you ask me where you stand on something. I'll tell you where you stand.
Okay.
Give me a basic issue.
Something. Where do we stand on foreign intervention?
We're against it.
Okay.
See?
We're against everything.
Everything that's in place right now.
Ask me another thing.
Let me see. How about taxes? Where do we stand on
No comment. No. We're against them. We don't want taxes. We don't think the government has any right telling us to pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
We're against telling you where to send your kid to school. We're against everything. We're against everything that
the government does.
Everything. So the government should look like the convention did up there in Albany. A big mess. That's what we're for.
How shall we vote?
Exactly.
How about?
I got your whole platform figured out.
Yeah, but again, as I said, that has nothing. I don't know what other people are calling.
I don't need
about.
I mean, I love you. I don't mind. You want to go out and have a drink or something? That's your business. But I really don't have nothing to meet about. I'm the governor. I'm the governor. As far as I'm concerned, I'm in. All you guys got to do now is make good. You're the party.
Get
me on the ballot, and I'm running. What's to meet about?
Well, there are things that I think you ought to know.
Like what? This one likes me.
On the air.
This one likes me. This one doesn't like me. Party stuff? I don't want to know about this party. I just want to run.
Are you talking about the ins and outs, the infighting, or who's a power?
Yeah, I don't want to enter it up.
That other crap?
None of that stuff matters to me. I don't care about if Betty Lou likes me and Jim doesn't like me and Jim wants to splinter off and make his own party. I don't even care.
Is that what it was?
No.
Tell me what it is.
Well, I don't want. I don't
You can't even tell us the category.
But I'm telling you, I can't do anything about it anyway. What could I do about it?
Well, there's things you need to know. I think you should be aware of things that have to do with your winning the election.
I'm going to win the election. I'm going to do better than any of your other candidates. What is so secretive? There's nothing. Because you know what? There's nothing to meet about. And I know Joe likes me and he wants to meet with me. Cause,
he wants to be a party to your every waking moment, and now your best friend.
Listen, there's a lot of guys who want to be my best friend.
I want to be his best friend. I'm
here
every day. Don't get to meet him.
But Joe, I mean, I'm really in show business. I'm not really in politics. That's why I have you guys. I got a whole thing. I got a whole life out there. I got kids. I got wives. I got meetings. You guys don't know what I got going on. I got Gilligan's Island shows.
How many wives do you have?
I got 3 wives. Joe, I'm a busy guy. You guys are the guys that got to take care of all this stuff. Meeting with me is going to do you no good.
You know, this is like a Ronald Reagan kind of deal.
Yeah.
You guys are actually running things.
Yeah, me.
He's just the titular head.
I'm a titular head. Hey, who are you calling a titular head again? I'm a titular head. Joe, seriously.
You got it?
Joe always gets upset when I say stuff like this.
He's upset.
Are you upset?
No, but I'm very frustrated.
I know.
I think you're going to cry.
Are you crying?
No, come on. Don't just be serious. That's come on.
Joe, would you lighten up? Would you just lighten up?
Serious.
Joe, you're like a guy whose fuse is going to be lit. I even saw at the convention, your hands were shaking. You were all uptight. You were nervous. You got to mellow out. You're taking this politics too seriously.
You do everything through Baba Booey. He's the guy you talk to.
Yeah, but you tell Baba Booey. He'll tell me everything. Don't worry.
I told him things already that he hasn't been telling you.
Baba Booey, get in here. I want to know what I'm not being told.
All right, see, we now find the breakdown.
All right, Joe, now you might have a legitimate point. Hey, Baba Booey, we found a breakdown in the system. Baba Booey, has Joe told you things you're supposed to tell me?
Yeah, I tell you everything.
What'd you tell me? What is so important? What is he referring to that he has to tell me?
Then he needs to talk to you about stuff, and I go over the stuff, and you're just like,
Oh, you mean you have told me this stuff?
Well, look, what are you talking about, Joe? What specifically?
Well, for example, just to take an innocent example, the thing about telling you, did you explain to Howard that I was going to say things on Saturday that he might take against him?
Joe, you never indicated you were going to say anything negative.
Well,
you just said, I said, Joe, are you still a candidate? You said, yes. I'm going to make a speech to win. You never indicated you were going to say anything negative.
But I don't even care, Joe. Listen,
no.
Joe.
What else?
Joe, I still love you. Don't worry.
Right.
What else?
That's just an innocent example.
Joe, I'm still bringing you into government.
But I'm trying to explain to you.
You're still part of my
Gary
cabinet.
thinks that he understood what I said. Apparently, I'm not accusing him of deliberately lying or holding back information. But
all right,
what
Joe,
did you say?
Wait, Joe,
is not what he's saying right now.
Well, what is specifically that Joe is saying? Listen, from now on, here's the deal.
No, I tell you everything. Give me an example, Joe. Give me another example. Howard, I tell you, every time Joe calls, I write it down, and we go over. And
he really has told me everything, Joe. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Howard, it's not like I'm saying I got to meet with you constantly. I felt it would be good for me to come on the station one day, and we just clear the air about a whole lot of things.
Do me a favor. Would you do me a favor?
Yeah.
I'm not blowing you off here. It's just got to understand how busy I am. Why don't you talk about how high?
And I would tell you, if you think Baha-ha-ha is not able to understand...
And if Baha-ha-ha can't explain it to me and give you a good answer, then I'll get with you, okay?
Okay.
But I don't answer for you, Howard.
No. Just tell me what he wants to talk to me about.
Which I really have been doing.
And I'm saying he's got a whole list of things he wants to meet with me about.
Just one thing I was going to say is...
And I'll be able to say to Joe, I don't need to meet about any of these things.
Yes, but for Joe needs to feel that he is being understood.
Joe needs... around with me so he feels like he's part of the team.
But in this case, he needs to feel that he can be understood so that he is sure his messages are being conveyed in the correct manner.
Robin's got it.
Joe needs to get laid. Joe, when's the last time you got laid?
Absolutely.
Joe, be honest. When's the last time?
Okay, you really want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Last night.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Who was it?
I can't say that.
Man or woman?
A woman.
All right, take it easy. Just want to know where you stand.
I was going to say, have Baba write down everything and read it back to you, Joe.
Who was the girl? You meet her at the convention?
No, I knew her before the convention.
Oh, really?
Is this a regular thing?
Son of a bitch, everyone's getting laid by me. I can't believe this.
Or is this just some floozy you picked up?
No, it's a regular thing.
And it wasn't Dottie Lou?
No.
All right.
She has somebody.
Okay. All right, listen. Was it a Libertarian, I hope?
Yeah.
All right.
That keeps it in the party.
Make sure you're having sex within the party. All right, listen, Joe. I want you to feel free to tell Baba Booey everything. And then I will explain back to Baba Booey all answers.
Well,
okay?
hold on a second. Can I jump in here for a second?
Yeah.
See, now you're making a mockery of this thing.
I am not.
Well,
I'm being honest with Joe. I don't want to meet with Joe.
Can you say...
Because I know it's a waste of my time.
Let me get my point. Let me get my point across. At least say, you want me to deal with this guy and be treated with respect. At least say, talk to Gary.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
No, you didn't. You said Baba Bohai.
Yeah, that's you, Baba Booey.
But if you would
he knows who I'm talking about.
Talk to my assistant, my liaison.
No, Mama Mockery. Joe.
Yeah.
Gary is not as stupid as I paint him out on the air.
You know, that's all for the show.
Yeah, he is like my right-hand guy. Just explain whatever it is, and then if there's an important reason to get together, we'll get together, okay?
But Howard will call the meeting.
Right. I'll be the one to tell you we need a meeting. All right? And that doesn't mean I don't love you.
That doesn't go down well with you, but he is the candidate.
Yeah, I'm the candidate.
Well, I think Joe feels he needs to go back to the Libertarians and smooth things over. Because what did you say what could potentially happen, Joe?
Well, no, I had a call on Monday. There are some, libertarians in the party who are very upset.
Why are they upset? That I won?
One group threatened to call their own press conference and start complaining about the ticket and what have you. And it did. It wasn't put. They said they would hold up. I asked them to please not do that.
So what am I supposed to do about
that? They said if I could get a meeting with you to explain things and have a dialogue back and forth, they would not do.
Tell them I am. You can give them my message. I hope that they would leave the party because they're a bunch of spoiled sports. They're not libertarians. They're cowards.
And the person who is willing to meet is Stan Dworkin.
Right. Stan Dworkin is willing to meet if they have a problem with him. I was voted in overwhelmingly, the biggest margin in libertarian history. I was voted in as governor. Ostrowski there got 34 votes. Where were all of them when the voting took place if they were against me? Only 34 votes the guy got. I got an overwhelming amount of votes, not only among my own people, but among the actual libertarians. And for them to now come out against me is a bunch of spoiled sports. You guys deal with that within your party. If you guys want to start getting a real party together or you want to just keep playing at it, you get those guys in line. If they're not in line, let them leave. Who cares? Who needs them? Who needs them?
See, this is the kind of talk that frightens Joe.
Well, why?
Why, Joe? These are all your buddies.
This is it. These are your pals.
I'm not talking about just a kind of a couple of people who need.
Let them all leave. I tell you what, I'll step down. You want me to step down, Joe?
No.
Joe, okay, I'm no longer running for governor. Okay, it's all done. Now Jim Ostrowski can be the guy. That's it. Goodbye.
Goes to the
I'm not the governor anymore.
Vote.
I don't want these calls anymore. I won fair and square. Go out and get me on the ballot.
I don't think they call, from some other party. They don't call the candidate and then say, we have to have a meeting because we may not want you anymore.
That's not what this has to do with. It's not a matter of meeting.
And ask them if they let them hold their press conference because you know what? Without my name attached to it,
nobody
would show up anyway. The only way they're going to have a press conference and anybody cares is if the name Howard. They're going to announce that they're parting the Libertarian Party because of Howard Stern. They're all full of it. Why don't they get real? Oh, come on, Joe. Don't bother me with this stuff. I'm not meeting with these people and trying to...
I'm not asking you to meet with them.
I'm not meeting with anybody. It's not up to me. These guys have got to get with it. Joe, you got to get them in line. I am now making you in charge, Joe. As the titular head of the party, I am now appointing you titular head of the party. You are now the head of the Libertarian Party. You are the man I will now put in charge. Thank you. Besides, I have a meeting today with Ludwig. How can I meet with you?
Will Joe be your George Stephanopoulos?
Yes. Now go ahead, Joe. You have full powers. Go make it all happen.
He's the man.
All right?
All right, but...
You are my man.
You're not giving me
now you got a powerful... Now, what do we need lots to work with? That's it.
No.
I'm running with Stan Dworkin.
What do people want?
What do they want? What could I possibly say to them?
I don't want you to say anything.
What do you want me to say to you?
Well,
tell me.
I wanted to talk to you about things that I don't want to talk about on the air.
Like what? What do you want me to do?
Well, if I start saying what, then I'm talking about it on the air.
Then that's for a second, and he can tell you off the air.
No. He can tell me on the air. I don't do things behind anybody's back.
Okay, fine. But we won't talk about it then. Fine. And if they're
you're being ridiculous.
No, there's a problem.
You're big baby. A whole Libertarian Party's big
All
baby.
right. I'm trying to make this work. I want you to win, Howard. I don't get appointed to office if you aren't governor in November. So I have what?
So look.
So work on it.
So listen, work on it. What do you need me for? I can't work on it. I told you I'm too busy to work on it. I'm offering, you know what? It's a funny thing. I'm reading about the Libertarian Party. They have been calling for years, people. They called Clint Eastwood. They called Barbra Streisand. They've called hundreds of celebrities begging them to run on their party tickets. They need some publicity. They finally got some sucker to run. And now I can't stop hearing from everybody.
They got to be met with every minute. You think Clint Eastwood would meet with you? You wouldn't even take your phone call.
Wouldn't even take your phone call. I've been nice to you guys, but that's it. No more phone calls. I'm the candidate. If you guys want to do something about it and get me on the ticket, and you want to get the 15,000 signatures, go ahead. If you don't do it. Don't do me any favors. I don't care. It's up to you guys. It's all in your court.
Think about what is good for the party and not these egos.
It's all in your court. You and your other buddies. It's all in your court. I love you guys. Go do it. Thank you. All right?
Okay.
I know you want to have meetings with me. God only knows why, but I don't want a meeting.
I'm not speaking about anybody else. I don't know who's been calling.
No, you've been asking for meetings all along.
One meeting.
Yeah, but you've asked for meetings all along. Everyone wants a meeting. I don't have time for meetings.
You mean one besides the one now or one before now?
Yeah, there was plenty of times that everyone wanted meetings.
Well, if we're counting the one I asked for before that we never had, then this is still the same one, right?
Oh, Joe, listen.
Okay,
we don't need meetings. We need people to get out and get the signatures. That's all.
Oh, that's true. We do.
That's right. And if they don't want to do it, don't do it.
Do you need us to organize that? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not.
Then what do we need to talk about?
Then what do we need to talk about? What could possibly be left?
It's time to get down to business.
Do you want me to meet with the people who don't like me? Is that it?
At this time, no. They haven't asked to meet with you.
So then what's the problem? What can I possibly do?
Do you get the feeling that you need to be, that the party feels you need to be reined in?
No.
No. It's nothing. It's not that we want to.
So then what could you possibly want to say in the meeting?
Tell them you met with them.
Tell them whatever you want. You can even lie.
What's wrong with you?
Go lie to them.
I can't lie, Howard. I'm sorry.
All right, Joe, I got to go. I got commercials.
All right.
I love
please, Robin, no more calling me a snake, okay?
Joe, I'll call you back in about 10 minutes.
I didn't say you were. Saying your speech was a snake.
Hey, look, I had to take my shot at trying to win, right?
All right. I don't hold it against you. I just appointed your titular head.
You won fair and square, and I support you, Howard.
Thank you. Okay. Well, you see what? You're not a spoiled sport. You're not a sore loser.
No. I want you to win. You're my candidate. You're going to win in November.
Guy, like a human being, he ran against me, and now he threw in the Tyson, but I support my party. Thank you.
But I do want to know how come the other candidates that ran to win.
I got to take a break. Leave Joe alone. I don't want.
They represent. Well, I know Jim said things. I tried to give
Joe.
Go now.
Go now. You don't need a meeting.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye. That's Joe.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Joe. I'm going to explode from this. This is the worst thing I ever did. All I want to do.
Immediately you're involved.
All I want to do is give New Yorkers a death penalty. That's all. God bless me. I'm a great guy.
Oh, suddenly there's 15,000 people you have to meet with.
I'm not meeting with anybody. I want to
Take care of it, Gary.
I want to be alone in a room. He believes he has.
Make him feel good.
Yeah, Gary, schmooze the guy. Right. Tell him we're all on top of it. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. I try to do a good job on the commercials.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
I said, do me a favor, call in and do your commercial. I mean, nuts.
You know what you ought to start doing? You ought to start taking Gorilla to school every day like I do.
Why?
It would be a real treat for you.
I wanted to talk to... Why would it be a treat for me?
Because there's all these little college girls. And now that it's getting warm, they all, sit up on the ledges doing their little reading, stripping down.
Hey, that's nothing. You should see what Ronnie and I do. We take the car and we just drive around and look at girls.
Is that right?
Yeah, we know all the places to go. We don't look at no little girls.
Oh, these are college girls.
We look at women.
Girls you like.
What street do you go up? I'll take a look today.
It's 68th and Lex.
All right, I'll make that. I'll head out that
on your
way.
List.
Yeah, we go completely out of the way. You ought to come with us, Jackie. You'd have a party. You should see.
It's right at noontime, so everybody's out. Right?
Oh, yeah. I love the warm weather. They're all out today.
Well, the gorillas, oh, man, you don't know what it's like. There's 30 girls to one guy on this campus, and they all look like that.
Yeah, and he's still without a girlfriend.
Still unable to find someone.
What a loser.
What's wrong with him?
Let me loose on that campus. I could be as big a loser as him. Man, you don't know it's 30. I wouldn't go around bragging about those odds if I didn't have a girlfriend. Hey, it's 30-1 here. Any idiot could get a girlfriend.
They're all over. And now that it's getting warm, they're doing... Because this girl was taking off her sweater.
Oh,
yeah. She had a little T-shirt on.
Did they want a tan?
And she was just and they were all just disrobing on one side of the street and the other. They were all over the place.
Oh, it's heaven. I love girls. Young girls. The younger, the better. Where is my Shoshana Longston?
She's right down there.
I'm going to get over there today. Throw them in the back of the limo. I got a big giant Bugs Bunny on the side of the limo. It gets all the young girls.
That'll turn them on.
Oh, yeah. It drives them. I call it the Bugs Bunny limo. They see that Bugs Bunny insignia, they go wild.
Open up the moonroof, man. They can hop right in.
Yeah, they can do a dive in.
They're standing around on the street in their little vests, swinging their bags. They're so cute.
Yeah. Those are all women. Thank heavens for little girls. Who was that pervert who used to sing that song?
Yeah, Maurice Chevalier.
Was he dead?
Yes.
Good. 100-year-old man, thank heavens for little girls. And he was getting some young girls, I bet. Horny Frenchman. Get me to the church. Get me to the church. Get me to the church on time. I don't think he was saying church. I think he was saying church.
I know he was.
Yeah.
Get me to the church. Whatever he was saying. Yeah, I tell you, man, I love those girls. I'm sitting at home last night by myself watching Julie Nixon Eisenhower getting horny with the crossing of the legs. I was giving her a 21-gun salute. I go, man, I'm horny.
She really started to blubber when they handed her that flag.
Did she? Because they weren't crying enough.
Up pretty well, and then when the guy, you didn't notice?
No.
That that's when she broke down.
No, because by the time the flag was handed, Beverly Hills 90210 was on.
You had switched
I switched over, so I missed it. I was very shocked. Very unemotional, those Nixon girls.
No, she really broke down and started crying.
Good. Because Ed Nixon, Nixon's brother, boy, he really loved Nixon. He had snot coming out of his nose, and he wouldn't wipe it either. It was weird.
He didn't know what it was. Everything was running down.
He was doing like a military thing. He was like standing at attention because they had a close-up on him on CBS. I'm sure other people saw it. There was snot dripping down his nose, and then all of a sudden it rests on the top of his lip, and all of a sudden the snot just starts dripping into his mouth, and then he takes his tongue out and starts licking the snot, and I'm going, whoa, this is on TV. Guy's eating his snot on TV.
Oh, man. At a funeral.
At a funeral.
Oh. A state funeral.
Internationally watched.
Boy, he aged much better than his brother.
He's got to be much younger.
Yeah. Ed Nixon. Nice. Thanks for taking the Nixon name and disgracing us, brother. Boogie Eater. Patricia Nixon I'm not interested in. Boy, she needed a nose job. I think Julie Nixon Eisenhower had a nose job. But she has a nice, lithe little body, and I'm looking at it, and then I don't know, man. Then I'm working myself over to Beverly Hills 90210. What kind of 40-year-old man am I? Laying in bed, working myself over.
You're probably like every other 40-year-old man.
Yeah, I'm the only honest one. Good for you.
But do I still?
No, I know you do.
Okay.
That wasn't the question. Bet you, Fred.
Broadcast television or...
broadcast television. Broadcast.
Broadcast television, no.
Really?
No.
Oh, but you do
sure, but,
do it to
broadcast,
porn.
no. There's nothing on there.
I know Gary does it to broadcast television.
Well, no, not broadcast.
Oh,
really?
You have.
No, not. You can't. What can you get off of ABC?
What, Shannon Doherty? You wouldn't do it to?
No, that doesn't... I need more.
Really?
Yeah, you need, like, HBO minimally.
You need breasts.
Yeah. Or Spice TV.
Hey, speaking of breasts, somebody faxed me and said, hey, Howard, should I watch this movie tonight on, I think it's Cinemax? And absolutely, someone from New Orleans faxed me this. Howard, tonight on cable Cinemax will be showing Blown Away, the movie with the blonde Baywatch chick. That's Nicole Eggert. It says, is that something I should record?
Is that the one where she's running around naked the whole time?
I highly recommend this movie, and let me tell you why. She is mostly naked. This is before her breast implants now, but even still very cute. And she's mostly naked through the whole thing. And it's got Corey Feldman and Corey Haim in it.
It's more than mostly naked. It's mostly naked having sex with Corey Haim.
Yeah, if you can get over that. So, yes, I do recommend you tape this. Thank you. That's my review. And she's hot. She's real hot. I was going to tell you who our enemy is, but I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. I got to just tell you one thing, Rob, before you start with the regular news. You know, ever since this Christy Brinkley crashed, and now they put her on the front of People magazine saying she's a hero, this has set off a wave in the supermodeling circles.
Of what?
Every supermodel now is trying to come out with her own heroic story.
I see.
Now, let me read this to you. This will take about 1 second, Robin.
Go ahead.
Model stares down a shark is the headline.
Stop.
Now listen to me, Robin. I swear this is true.
Stares down a shark.
Kathy Ireland is used to stairs. The swimsuit model says that she was scuba diving at 100 feet in the South Pacific last spring, unarmed and unnoticed by companions when a shark came at her. She says she held him off by staring him down. Another diver eventually shot and killed the shark. Sure.
So when she saw that Christy got on the cover of People, she went all the way back to last spring to come up with the story?
Yeah, all of a sudden now she has a story. In other words, she was in the water. There must have been a shark far away from her. Some guy who she was with shot the shark. Now she's got her own heroic
she was still trying to make out whether it was a shark or not when somebody shot
She wasn't staring. She was squinting. She needed Dr. Lou's RK. Anyway, by the way, Ron Greshner just called and swears to me that Carol Alt supermodel bit the head off an Italian rat to save a whole family spaghetti.
From the plague.
Yeah. And Paulina Prozgovuska just wrestled an alligator to save a 6-year-old. Now look at these models.
What a breed.
What a breed is right.
They are super.
Supermodel. I'm supermodel. I stare at sharks. All right, let's get to the regular news. Thank you. They're super full of crap is what they are. Thank you. What is it?
Slowly.
On the phone
is
a woman who never listened to the show before, but was walking by the radio and heard you say, "Thank heaven for little girls, the younger the better," and she feels that as a survivor of incest, that's absolutely an atrocious statement to make.
Wasn't he saying that too?
How old were you when you got... Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hi, you're on the air.
Yes, hi.
So what do you look like?
Are you Howard Stern?
Yeah. What's your measurements?
I'm not going to discuss what I look like. I just would like to say that what you said was highly offensive.
Oh, really? You're kidding. That's the first time anything offensive has ever come out of my mouth.
It's funny. I heard that you were an offensive human being. Now I agree.
Yes. Of course, you took it completely out of context. You don't even know what I was talking about.
Correct.
That I was calling that song a perverted song, but because you listen with half a brain, you have no clue as to what I'm saying.
Okay, I have half a brain.
You are forbidden from listening to my show ever again.
Oh, I promise I will never listen.
Don't you ever listen again. You know what? You know what I love about you? You don't even listen, and you think you listened. You don't even know how to listen. This show, believe me, I'm no great intellectual. You certainly could follow the show if you were a 5-year-old. Why don't you go back to Europe?
Why did you say the younger the better then?
What is it? Excuse me, my darling. Let me ask you something. Is there a law against loving young women? That doesn't mean 9-year-olds, honey. I'm talking about 18, 19, 20-year-olds. But you're so perverted in your own thoughts that right away you think I'm talking about a 3-year-old.
Oh, so 9-year-olds are okay to rape then?
So did I just say 9-year-olds were okay to rape?
Yeah.
I just said that.
18, 19, 20-year-olds.
You know what? You are so dumb. You deserve to not only be molested.
Oh, stop it.
But
Nobody
you deserve
that.
No, she does.
Oh.
She deserves it. No one in the whole world deserves it.
Now you're being a shock jock.
No. You don't understand. No one in the world deserves it except her.
God bless Howard Stern.
Oh, boy.
Whoever molested you had no taste.
Oh, you are a sicko to talk to her like that.
Sick freak.
She's a confused woman, obviously.
Yeah, good. I could care
and
less.
And you're taking advantage.
How dare she call in and listen with half a brain?
She couldn't even hear you while you were talking to her.
Yeah, I said to her, I'm talking about, I'm not allowed to say I love young women without you thinking that I'm talking about 3-year-olds. And she goes, oh, so 3-year-olds are okay to molest?
No, 9-year-olds are okay. Who said anything about a 9-year-old?
She's just a retard. I bet she molested herself. Probably some hypnotist figured out that...
yeah, you should have found out when the molestation started, maybe about 6 months or...
Yeah, I would have liked to have heard that
in
story.
The womb.
I wish she'd call me back and tell me the story of her molestation. I would like to hear it.
So sympathetic.
That filthy wench.
Oh, you don't need to call her name.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You really don't.
I don't like her. I don't like her one bit. Not a fan of hers, I'll tell you that.
Well, you don't have to listen to her anymore.
You know what she's used to? She's used to the Phil Donahue show. As soon as you say you've been molested, everyone goes, oh. I don't mind.
I know this is traumatic.
Yeah,
and I really appreciate your coming on to tell us
I feel molestation is the worst thing in the world you can do to someone.
What happened?
I feel it is the worst thing in the world you can do to someone. But let me tell you something. She is just one of these people that hears the word young girls and immediately starts dialing radio stations. She should be ashamed of herself. You know how like people can report you to the FCC? I wish there was an FCC where I could report the people who listen to this show.
I like that explanation that she was walking by the radio.
Yeah, she had heard about me. She was walking by the radio. The radio overtook her.
Awfully loud.
I suppose the radio molested her ears. All right, very good. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this. There you go.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right, moving things along. Yeah, some guy wrote me a note. He said, hey, Howard, you want some advice? If you really want to be taken seriously about running for governor, you should stop discussing the Libertarian Party on the air. The more I hear, the flakier they sound, not to mention unorganized. Although maybe that's what we need. What a convention. Yeah, I mean, they just got to now shine. This is their moment in the spotlight.
Mellow.
Yeah, to impress somebody. Stop arguing whether I should be the candidate. I'm already the candidate.
Fighting in public.
Yeah, I'm the candidate. What are we going to do? This is it. Treat me like I'm Hitler or something. Let's go out and do it. All right. Anyway, where were we in the news?
We weren't in the news.
I know. It's unbelievable.
I can't believe it. 10:23.
Pretend we were in the news.
What's in the news?
Well, what is in the news?
All right, highlights of the funeral. Let's just go through it. Here's Henry Kissinger giving his eulogy.
Did he cry, Robin?
No, he didn't. Henry talks too slowly to ever work up any emotion.
You know, I just realized what time it is. Can you do tomorrow's news?
I should be able to do. I will try to guess what will be.
Thank you. All right, here's Henry Kissinger.
Richard Nixon would be so proud.
What a speech. What an orator.
That President Clinton and all living former presidents of the United States are here, symbolizing that his long and sometimes bitter journey had concluded in reconciliation.
Now, Henry, ever hear of Hooked on Phonics?
George McGovern, a man who ran against Nixon for the presidency, says they buried the hatchet years ago.
Was that son of a bitch there?
Yeah.
No kidding. Was that bastard there?
Could you call him another name?
And was that... I didn't see him there. Maybe I did see him. I didn't recognize him. Yeah, there were a whole bunch of politicians when I was growing up that seemed like bigger than life, like George McGovern, that guy Ramsey. Remember him? He was some kind of Ramsey dude.
Ramsey Clark?
Ramsey Clark or something. Not even him. There was like a George Ramsey.
Or Sam
Romney?
George Romney. Remember him? Was he dead or something?
Yeah.
I thought he was alive.
Romney? I don't know.
And it turns out that Barry Goldwater was like a brilliant guy who just got painted weird through a TV commercial.
Was Goldwater there yesterday?
No, he wasn't there. But it's like all these guys who like now you don't see any good guys around anymore.
No guys of that stature.
No. All right, here's George McGovern.
I made my peace with him years ago. And we've had a kind of a cordial relationship. I wouldn't say we're good friends, but we've talked from time to time and compared notes and traded ideas, usually on foreign policy.
Is he on a respirator?
I'm going to miss him.
Here it is, 1994. You got an interview with a guy.
Bill Clinton gave one of the eulogies, the sitting president.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh. Well, I got to play this while...
There's not enough noise on there?
No. Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
Where do you have Bill Clinton?
Part of the remarks he made in his eulogy.
You don't have it?
I do, too. 3 and 4.
Really? Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, almost tightened up your newscast. Just eliminated a few cards. All right.
Even in the final weeks of his life, he gave me his wise counsel, especially with regard to Russia. One thing in particular left a profound impression on me.
Nixon's breath. Oh, my God.
Though this man was in his 9th decade, he had an incredibly sharp and vigorous and
sex-life
mind.
He's always got dry mouth.
Yeah, I know. He has dry mouth. He's not real comfortable speaking. And you know what? That's the part where I saw Vice President Quayle, like, smirking.
Yeah.
He was like, oh.
I could give a better speech than that.
Yeah, I'm better than him.
And here's more of Bill Clinton.
Nobody gave a real moving speech.
Oh, Bob Dole was moving.
Bob Dole was pretty cool, but nobody really made you cry or anything.
Bob Dole made himself cry.
Yeah, that's kind of tacky. No, Ed Nixon was crying in almost every speech.
Yeah.
On behalf of all 4 former presidents who are here, President Ford, President Carter, President Reagan, President Bush.
You don't speak for me.
And on behalf of a grateful nation, we bid farewell to Richard Milhouse Nixon.
Best looking first wife was Hillary Bush. She looked downright foxy next to all the other old bags. They had him marching in. Woofa. You had...
well, Nancy looks pretty good still.
Nancy looked okay. But you see that Mrs. Bush, oh boy, what a battle axe. And then, really, he by all rights, he should be allowed a divorce. I mean, he looks 30 years younger than her. And Rosalind, I don't know, she seems to lose her hair. I could have sworn I saw Ronald Reagan putting his hand on Hillary's ass. Anybody see that on Channel 2? It was a weird camera angle, but I could have sworn he palmed it.
I think you were seeing things.
Hey, look at this.
You didn't stay for Billy Graham's
I watched a little
remarks, so I got a few.
Yeah, he was very boring. Very boring.
I like the way he talks. I like this preacher speak.
Yeah, preacher.
A few months ago, he was asked in a television interview, "How would you like to be remembered?" He thought a moment and then he replied,
"In a little brown box, wrapped in a flag."
"I'd like to be remembered as one who made a difference."
And finally, Bob Dole.
Bob Dole broke up. He gets real weepy, that guy. I think it's that whole thing with his arm and everything.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of bad tragedy in his life.
I didn't know he was this good a friend of Nixon's.
Yeah, he loved Nixon. I thought they were engaged at one point.
You know, and Pat was giving him a hard time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't date him.
I'm going to Bob Dole.
Unyielding in his convictions, living every day of his life to the hilt, the largest figure of our time, whose influence will be timeless. That was Richard Nixon. How American. May God bless Richard Nixon. And may God bless the United States.
Howard.
I don't know, man.
That's horrible.
Oh,
that
man.
You should laugh at the man for showing
Bobby.
emotion.
I love you, Bob.
Your soulful blue eyes.
Oh, I love you, Dick.
I love your wounds.
I applaud you. I would applaud you if I could.
And here's some of the cannon fire, because they had those cannons going off again.
Yeah, I want those for my front lawn.
These are awfully big.
I know, my lawn's big.
It's wild, though, watching those guys, you know, the 6 guys who stand there, and they have to pass the that big bullet they put in.
Yeah, isn't that great? Like that whole, and they're all standing there rigid, and they love that gun, and they're loading that thing up.
They're like robots.
Exploding the damn thing.
And then they take it out and pass it down again.
Yeah. I like when they fold the flag. It takes 9 hours.
I know.
Really ain't no retentive. Yeah, it's got to be perfect. I could never be in the military. You know, I can't even tie a knot. I dig that. I want that at my funeral, Robin. Cannon fire.
Well,
I really do.
wondered if watching this you didn't start planning your own funeral.
I did jot down a few notes. I got to admit.
You got to think about who. This is kind of wild. This is neat.
Yeah, how do I rent those cannons for my own funeral? I would love it.
I want all this.
That would be my last goof on the world. You know, it would just be like, you know, a giant 3-cannon 21-gun salute or something.
And the guns, they had 21-gun salute. They had the 21 cannons.
Yeah.
They had F-16s or something flying over.
See, I'd like to have all of that.
And then, of course, you get the bugler to play taps.
Promise, if you outlive me, that you'll provide me with all of that.
Definitely.
All right, thank you.
Taps, please.
Oh. Yeah, I saw the guy playing the taps. I think that's one of those songs you don't need to press any of those little buttons on there.
It's a bugle. It doesn't have any buttons.
No, it had buttons. It had 3 buttons on it.
But you're not supposed to have buttons on a bugle.
And this guy did, but he didn't use them. I think they were there for show. Make it look like it was a more complicated instrument. That always gets me when you see the pine box, the little pine box, and you got the taps going. That always gets me.
And this is when the brother really started blubbering.
Yeah, that gets everybody. It's like his final rest. I'm even getting a little chilly right now, you know. I'm getting.
It's even getting to you.
Yeah, this song gets me. Let's pretend we're at Jackie's funeral. Goodbye, Jackie. Goodbye. He was a good man. The joke man. A lot of good laughs. Bye. Bye, Jackie. Can't believe he went from hardening of the arteries.
Hey.
He was relatively young, Robin.
That's right. A man cut down before his time.
Yeah. 67.
There were some bad times and some good times, but let's look at Jackie over the entirety of his life.
Don't be fooled by his eulogy.
Was worthless.
And look what's written on his tombstone: Star Search loser.
Hey.
What?
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
How would you like to be remembered?
When they throw me in the hole, throw quivers in them.
Alive or dead.
If that doesn't wake me up, nothing will.
Very good.
Just make sure he's dead.
Braids and all.
Braids and all. What else is in the news, Robin?
Well, I told you about a rape at Prospect Park yesterday, or the day before. Now they've gone out to Prospect Park to see what the effect has been on people there.
Yeah.
And the women are terrified.
Yeah, no kidding.
They showed women who walk around with baseball bats just to go sit in the park.
Ugh.
It's gotten ridiculous. We don't own our streets anymore. They belong
Make me
to
governor.
hooligans.
Boy, I'll take the first step.
Hooligans who frequent
walk
the desolate areas of the park, making it impossible for women to move around the city and leave a productive and free life.
I've been in Prospect
People
Park.
Don't jog.
I've been in Prospect Park, and I could go through there in one day and point out to you all of the troublemakers. They're there with their needles. I know all of the troublemakers. I could pull them right out of that park. And let me cane them. And you will have a park that is so much fun for the families and the kids, and the parks will be given back to the decent people. Is that the guy you showed me the picture of?
Yes, they have a composite photo of the perp
they got
in the paper today.
First of all, these police artists, I believe all they know how to draw is black guys. Unless black guys are committing all the crime. Every police artist sketch is a black guy.
Whether it's a white criminal or a black criminal.
I remember in the Son of Sam killings, the police sketch was a black man. And everyone was shocked when they arrested David Burke. It was a white guy.
Well, yeah, we got him from this sketch.
But I got to tell you something. I think that's because police artists only are taught to draw black guys.
No, this is the werewolf that Michael Landon played.
I know.
In that teenage werewolf movie.
I'm not sure that's a man they drew.
That's right. This is a monster who comes out when the moon is full.
I know. It's unbelievable. All the sketches look like a werewolf. This guy, he's not only chocolatey black. All you see is his eyes, and you see hair.
This man has hair growing from his eyes down and from his eyebrows up.
Yeah.
There's no way you couldn't point this guy out. But
I wonder if it's embarrassing, though, for like decent, hardworking black people that when you turn on the news, I mean, almost every crime is a black guy.
Well, you say that as if we're responsible for every act committed by a black person.
Yeah, but does it make it tough to watch the news?
No, it doesn't make it tough to watch the news. It makes it tough to walk the street when everybody just says, oh, that must be a criminal. He's black.
Yeah, right. Like, if I drove a cab, I don't think I'd pick up a black guy.
Thank you very much.
I wouldn't.
I told you about what happened to me just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
The guy didn't want to pick me up.
Yeah, I don't think he should. You look dangerous with those braids. To me, anyway. I don't know. I don't know. I can understand their point. I know everyone says it's against the law to drive by a black guy, but if you watch the news every night, and every damn news story is a black or a Hispanic guy.
Well, see, this is just the way you see it. You don't notice the white criminals.
Oh, you think that's what it's going
on the news? Yes, I think you're blind. I think you're blind to white crime.
I don't know. And then I had enough of that, and then I turn on, I see Zulu women running around in their bras in South Africa. And I go, what the hell is going on here?
The voting continues there and will continue through today. Dr. Jack Kevorkian in Detroit took the stand yesterday to plead his own case. He's on trial for helping a man ill with Lou Gehrig's disease to his death. Kevorkian avoided saying the term suicide while he testified, and instead he used the term, I helped this man to relieve his suffering. That's what I was attempting to do. Meanwhile, the prosecutors pointed out that the gas he was administering to try to help to relieve the suffering was a poison, and there's no way he couldn't have known the guy was going to die if he hadn't administered it.
Well, look, I don't know why this Kevorkian is such a do-gooder. He has to help everyone die. But really, it's none of his business. Shouldn't be helping anybody die.
He said that he's been fascinated by death for many, many years.
See, I think he's got a little...
He's wondered about this unknown that's facing him, and he said death is a part of his profession, and we need to know more about it. So he's helping people on like they can tell him something.
Listen, between you and me, there's enough old people. If you're going to knock off a few of them, it's all right, but...
That's not a nice thing to say. Grace Slick is in trouble with the law. She has pleaded guilty to a lesser charge in connection with an incident in which she was firing a gun. Neighbors called police, and she then brandished the gun at the police when they came to her door to see what was going on.
She was giving a salute to Nixon. It's a 21-gun salute.
Just so happened that Nixon wasn't dead at the time.
He was almost dead.
So now she's pleaded guilty. Apparently, she has fallen off the wagon. You know, every once in a while, Grace climbs on the wagon and stops drinking.
Wow.
Calms down. Apparently, she had a slip.
Got a little booze.
And she always has described herself as a mean drunk.
I wonder if she was drunk when I interviewed her on my E-television show.
I don't know, but she sat there telling you she sits at home reading medical books.
No, evidently, she's sipping some schnapps while she's doing it. Yeah, because medical books can be pretty boring unless you're drunk reading them. Hey, look at this. Hey, look, Lou Gehrig's disease.
So the maximum she could get on the lesser charge would be 6 to 12 months in county jail, but the judge might just suspend the jail time and put her in some kind of a rehab program.
Yeah, that might be best.
I also see in the paper today that Howard Rollins, the guy who used to be on that TV show In the Heat of the Night with Carol O'Connor, is going back to jail.
Yeah, this guy drives me crazy. I can't figure this guy. Howard Rollins.
Yes, he says that he's had a long-time problem with cocaine.
Who hasn't? Let's get it under control.
He got slapped with a 6-month jail stint for his guilty plea to driving under the influence of cocaine and with a suspended license.
Let me ask you a question, Robin.
Yes?
I don't mean to slow down the newscast, but are any famous people behaving themselves? Is there anyone left? I've never seen anything like it.
Tom Cruise.
Is he behaving?
He behaves himself.
But that Rollins guy, he drives me crazy. Here's a guy who finally gets a break as an actor.
Well, listen, you know, it's very funny that you should say that because in, you know, his detailing what his problems are, he says he's had a long-term problem with cocaine, and once he got this regular gig, he just had enough money to get addicted.
Right.
So they should never have given him a steady job.
Why'd they have to pay him?
If he had never had a steady job, he wouldn't have a problem.
There's logic.
Answer me this, though. Why is he always in women's clothing when they arrest him?
Was he again in women's clothing?
I showed you the pictures of the blonde wig and the halter top.
I'm going to tell you why. He said, you want to know why? He happens to look good as a woman, this guy. I'm not kidding. A blonde wig against that black skin, he looks fantastic. I like it. That's why.
Hey, please.
Why is he always in women's clothing? You know, it's bad enough you're getting arrested. You're famous with your women's clothing.
What the hell's wrong? Rollins turned himself into Georgia authorities last year after a warrant had been issued for a probation violation.
Yeah.
He had failed to show up at court for speeding and driving with a suspended license. This is not his first run-in with the law. In 1992, he was placed on probation for 2 drunken driving charges in Georgia. And in 1988, he pleaded guilty to speeding and cocaine possession.
Well, listen.
In a run-in with authorities in Louisiana. He has twice entered rehab clinics to try to beat cocaine, once at the Betty Ford Clinic and another time at Atlanta's Anchor Hospital, but it doesn't seem to be working.
When they arrest him, do the cops call him Mrs. Rollins or something? Do they think it's a woman, or they know? No. Who knows? All right. What was it? You were in the middle of another story. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that they did that special last night where they talked about heroin use on, I think it was ABC, with Meredith Vieira and Steven Tyler. Was a participant. Here's a little more of what Steven Tyler had to say about drug use, heroin use in particular.
Well, maybe we'll learn something, Robin.
Well, if you want to go through the hell that I went through, be my guest. You may not survive, is what I would tell people.
Ooh.
You may not make it back.
Very serious. What is it?
Well, if you want to talk to... This is maybe one of the angriest black guys I've ever heard.
Is that right?
In fact, he's so angry, at first I thought he was a fake. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But he's really, really mad about you guys doing the news story about the rape in Prospect Park. He's saying that it wasn't even a black guy that did it, and the woman's lying, and the whole thing...
Oh, he knows.
Well, maybe he's the rapist. Yes, sir. You know who raped this woman?
Yes, I do know who raped the woman. It was no rape at all, Howard. I'm a black man. I'm calling from East New York, Brownsville. And they just found out that this broad, just like the other white broad in Long Island, is lying about the whole rape. You have a white woman here. She's frustrated at home.
Well, where did you read this? That she's lying about the rape.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't no black dude that did it. A homeless
How do you
black
know?
man. There's no homeless black guys that be in Prospect Park because they don't allow them in Prospect Park.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the...
When did this
Wait a minute.
come out?
First you said there was no rape.
And now you're saying that it was someone who did rape her?
No, you got me confused.
Who raped? No, we're all confused.
No, hold on. Now listen now.
Was she or wasn't she raped?
She was not raped.
Now, how do you know this?
Because there was just a news story by Police Commissioner Brennan that said that this woman was not raped. Just like the other white woman said she was robbed at the cash machine because she was left alone. This is another...
All right, so what about the woman who was raped in Central Park? She wasn't raped either?
Which one?
With the jogger.
I'm not talking about the Central Park jogger. I'm talking about the Prospect Park jogger.
So you're telling me no women have been raped in parks?
No.
Let's say this woman wasn't raped. There's no other women who've been raped in parks?
Yeah, they've been raped, but they wasn't raped by no homeless guy because he was already eating a cheese sandwich.
Oh, please.
Get out of here. What are you talking about?
You're ridiculous.
This is a white guy.
Yes.
That ain't no black man eating a cheese sandwich. When he said police commissioner, I knew there was something up.
Broads.
Did him broads. A cheese sandwich. All right, go ahead, Rob.
Oh,
I apologize for that.
Please, don't interrupt me anymore with
Apologize
like
for that very funny phone call.
Let me see what else is here.
He's great, that guy. I know that guy.
You
He's
do?
good. Oh, yeah, I know who he is.
Well,
I got a good idea who that is.
We were talking about heroin abuse. And Meredith Vieira says in her special that aired last night that the hardest part about getting off heroin is learning to live without it. The drug has what doctors refer to as a mental hold over you.
Yeah, I call it a memory.
For years later, people who have been addicts suffer from euphoric recall. When they recall the drug, they remember only the good things about heroin.
Yeah, it's sort of like marriage.
What are you saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. Now, I'll tell you.
Even Steven Tyler admitted that he suffers from this, that he often thinks back to his drug days and he thinks about how great it was being high, and you know, what fun.
That heroin must pack a beautiful punch. I got to be honest with you. They make it sound more and more enticing. The way I found my way into the life of drugs was when the police used to come by my junior high and teach us what the drugs were and how bad they were. They describe what each one did to you. They go, well, this one makes you feel like you're drunk, but you don't get any after effect. And I said, oh, my God.
That's good.
What's wrong with that? That's why you got to... I recommend talking less about drugs. Everyone says you should talk about drugs and the effect on drugs. Don't even bring it up. I'm telling you.
Well, see, I don't know if that works because who would even think of going under the sink and sniffing detergent and aerosol cans? And kids seem to figure this stuff out.
I would.
I don't know how they figure that out.
It amazes me.
Yeah. I don't even want to think about it.
But anyway, yes, these thoughts still come to mind. And Steven Tyler said that when he thinks of heroin, what comes to mind immediately is, where can I get it?
So, Meredith...
That's 8 years off the drug.
Meredith Vieira?
Yeah.
How quick was she trying to get into Steven Tyler's lap?
I don't know anything about that.
She's a hot little minky.
Johnny Carson has decided to come out with some video collections of his favorite moments from The Tonight Show.
Yeah, that was such an innovative show. It was so brilliant. We have to have that
Coming
on video.
Out May 27th on Buena Vista Home Video.
The best of Ann Flabby.
What you will be able to get, the 4 videos are the 60s and 70s, Here's Johnny, the 70s and 80s, The Master of Laughs, the 80s and 90s, The King of Late Night.
Listen to this, The King, The Master.
Which includes the touching moment when Bette Midler serenaded Carson.
Yeah, I got to have that.
His next to last show. And then The Final Show. America Says Farewell.
Oh, any porno of him and Alexis? That's what I want to see.
You'll be able to buy each of the 3 videos separately for $14.99 each, but the only way to get the Final Show
We got to pay a premium for the final
to
show?
get the 4-package deal.
Oh, it's a bonus tape.
$59.99.
It's a bonus tape.
Oh, it was such an innovation.
I guess it is a big deal to have made it into Johnny's collection. Those who have that distinction are George Carlin, Sam Kinison, Jay Leno, David Letterman, Gary Shandling, Robin Williams, Bob Hope, Dean Martin, Don Rickles, and Flip Wilson.
I put a lot of the young comics in to show how hip I was.
Among the memorable moments, Carson singing with Pearl Bailey.
Yeah, Pearly Money.
Famous tomahawk toss by Ed Ames.
In the nuts.
Tiny Tim's wedding.
Yeah, I used them up and threw them out.
And Carson with the animals. You know how we all love that.
Like when they make duty on me.
He'll also be doing Karnak, Aunt Blabby, and you'll see Ed McMahon and Doc Severn. I see here that, sometimes there are just people in the world that fortune shines on.
Yeah, Johnny's one of those guys.
And so is Burt Reynolds. The Family Channel has bought rerun rights to Evening Shade, starring Burt Reynolds, for nearly $300,000 an episode.
Yeah, probably paying like millions of dollars. More money for Burt. Then even he gets a divorce and Lonnie lets him off the hook for like just a couple of bucks.
Yeah, everybody's so good to Burt.
Yeah, Burt. What a good sport. Burt.
When are they going to do this caning? I'm tired of talking about it. Beat the boy already.
You got that right. I mean, what is going on with that? They got a slower criminal justice system than we do.
Well, they say that they don't actually have to come up with a decision as to whether they're going to give him clemency and forego the beating until he actually completes the 4 months he has to do in jail. But Singapore officials are saying most Americans support what Singapore is doing.
Of course, they love it.
They're not compelled in any way by public opinion over here to change their minds.
No, it's a wonderful thing what they're doing. The caning. It's wonderful. It's just the only answer. It's just the only answer. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. I couldn't care if they took this kid. I saw the parents on Donahue. And I'm listening to them. We don't want my boy's ass to be beaten. He didn't do anything. I said I couldn't care. And not only don't I care if they cane him, I don't care if they kick him in the nuts and poke his eyes out. What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah!
What do you think of that? How do you like that? Caning's not enough.
Roseanne and Time are back together. They were spotted in Bloomington, Minnesota, in a mall, cuddling and cooing.
Kick him in the nuts.
It looks like Roseanne has gone blonde.
Oh, that pig.
They stopped at stores including Macy's and Sears, buying jackets, T-shirts, and hats, never leaving each other's sight. They were quite cozy.
You can't put enough clothes on their bodies.
But everyone gave them their space, according to a Macy's employee.
They're even gluttonous with their clothes. Like, they walk into a store and just take over and just start buying the gluttony.
This is all in the Post today. They say that...
give me clothes. Give me clothes. Give me food. Give me
after
everything.
the shopping spree, they went to Planet Hollywood, where they had a 3-course meal.
And pretend 3-course meal.
In a private booth where they snuggled side by side.
No, you don't want anybody to see that. I don't mean the eating. I mean the snuggling.
So, obviously, they have mended fences, but they say that Roseanne could be facing a perjury charge because of the thing she said filing that restraining order.
Good.
It's never been done before, but it is a possibility.
Should be a perjury.
Roseanne now says she signed papers and didn't read them.
Yeah, sure. And the lawyer even said, hey, what is this?
The lawyer says, I didn't ghostwrite this stuff. I wrote up that request based on what was told to me.
Give them both a rectal exam with barbed wire. Ow. Hey, I'll tell you something. The two of them with those shenanigans. Now she's done it. She messed with the wrong attorney there. He says, hey, wait a second. You can't go around saying I made up some document.
Right. And why are you signing things you don't look at?
And this is an outrage. Two gluttonous fools. And now they're together. Whoa, disgusting. Boy, and I saw this Tom Arnold on The Tonight Show, sitting there with Jay Leno. I tell you, it was the funniest thing I ever saw. You got to hear this guy. He goes, well, you know, I guess I was too busy. I wasn't paying attention to Rosie. You know, after all, I do my own show.
Doesn't he know what his job is?
Listen to this. He goes, I do my own show. I got 5 television shows. I got my show. I'm the head writer on Rosie's show. I'm the executive producer, and I have 3 shows in development, plus I'm doing a film. I said to myself, isn't Roseanne the one with the talent? When did he get all these?
Yeah, how come he's so busy?
Yeah, he's so busy. His
he's a
job,
meat packer.
Right. He's a meat packer, all right. I seen the meat he's packing. He better pack that meat or he's out the door. Meat packer. All of a sudden, he's Mr. Show Business.
And he's busy, busy, busy.
Yeah, busy as a beaver. He's too busy to take care of Roseanne.
Michael Jackson's going to be in town today to accept an award. It's the Caring for Kids Award.
Oh, come on. Oh, get out of here.
I'm telling the truth.
A Caring for Kids Award? Are you
He's being honored because 100,000 kids in the metropolitan area found him to be a role model in the music field. More than 75% of the youths 8 to 16 who voted for Jackson said he was a person who cares for kids.
I do.
He does.
I really do. I care about their outcome.
They said he's a nice person and he gives
genital
money to children's foundations.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Boy, well, there's a switch.
I also understand he has visited Shaquille O'Neal in Florida.
He's not a kid.
No.
Hey, what award is Jeffrey Dahmer getting? Someone told me he might be getting an award.
Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize, right. For what? For the love of what? Boys?
Yeah.
For petting? The Nobel Prize for petting? You're kidding. And Michael Jackson visited Shaquille O'Neal?
Yes, he's apparently thinking of buying a home in Florida, and he wanted to check out with Shaquille what nice areas were.
Where are the schools?
You just graduated.
Yeah, you ain't that far off graduation.
And
where the white boys?
I see that they say that
with a baseball bat.
In page 6 today, they say that John F. Kennedy Jr.
Where John F. Kennedy Jr.
was on 63rd Street in Broadway yesterday at lunchtime sporting a
I saw him. He was showing off his package. I saw him there.
Cream nylon running shirt. You saw it?
Yeah. I see this guy standing on the corner. I see a guy like huge. What a package on this guy.
Well, that's what they reported from the restaurant.
Yeah, I saw it.
Once he noticed that people were staring, he supposedly covered himself up and sped away.
I didn't see him cover up. It blocked my limo.
I couldn't get across the street.
Whose package is that?
Jenny Jones today. A man is confronted by the 3 women he proposed to after discovering they were pregnant.
He proposed to some women after they were pregnant?
3 different women.
Wow.
After he discovered that they were pregnant.
Best time to propose.
Maury Povich, 2 daughters, try to get their mother off drugs.
Why? I think it's cool if your mom's on drugs. I think you can do anything you want.
On Geraldo, family conflicts that led to someone being killed.
What's your mom going to do to you? Hey, you didn't clean your room. Hey, you're on heroin. I'm going to go tell the police. You just shut your mouth.
On Donahue, a parent in the Ku Klux Klan who has objected to the school celebration of Black History Month.
Imagine turning in your own parents.
On Montel Williams, a prostitute faces the wife of one of her customers.
Ooh, now that's
Sounds
good.
like fun.
Now, way to go. You dog it. That's nasty.
And that's what's happening.
Well, thank you, Robin. Hey, by the way, 1-800-52-STERN. Get the tape. We're getting letters and faxes and phone calls from people. They love it. They love hanging out with us on tape because what we've done, better than what Johnny Carson has done, we gave you brand new stuff. We gave you all the behind-the-scenes stuff you never saw. Plus, you get the poster. Does Johnny have a poster?
No.
Bastard. 1-800-52-STERN. $39.95. Make sure you order now. And you must be 18 or older. Please order quickly, because when we run out of the posters, they become collector's items. Brought to you by Infinity Ventures and me. Here's real good news. For our fans in Vegas, yes, you can see Jackie. He's going to be at the Riviera Hotel this Saturday. That's this Saturday, a big show at 9 p.m. It's going to be wild. Jackie's very hopped up about this.
Well, Jackie, Las Vegas, Martin.
You should see me. Howard, here's a picture of my marquee. Here's a picture of the marquee. He's real excited about this. What are you going to be doing there? You're going to be wearing something special, like a tux or something?
I'll be looking very Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. The Wayne Newton Martling.
So which T-shirt will you wear?
It'll be the same T-shirt.
My walrus T-shirt.
Won't be one of those tux T-shirts.
Jackie went out. This is the funny thing going around the station. Jackie went out and bought 5 T-shirts.
Uh-huh.
And
13 T-shirts.
Yeah,
13.
And they're all the same.
No, they are
No,
not
they have
the
different
same.
animals on
This
them.
is my cause.
Let me see.
Republic.
Can I just, what do you mean your cause?
We're saving the rare going extinct animal.
I don't know. Jackie went out and bought like T-shirt, which she never does.
I bought a T-shirt at Disney World that had a picture of a Bengal tiger on it that I thought was gorgeous, and I sent for the catalog, and this is my new cause.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, so he bought 13 from the
right,
catalog.
and every day he wears a different animal.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
That's all right.
And the T-shirts, of course, even though he paid for them, don't fit right.
They fit perfectly.
Your breasts are perfectly
How dare
eccentric.
you?
Oh, come on. Hey, Fred. Do you see? You could see the guy's areolas right through the shirt.
What are you talking
He's wearing actually, it doesn't look like he washed it and it shrunk a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or his
Maybe
belly
that's
got
what
big.
happened.
Oh, we should all be the Adonises that you guys are.
Hey, man. No offense, but you've gained back your weight.
Should I wear a catsuit?
Wear whatever you want. Why are you attacking Ron?
Everybody
I
comes
didn't
up to me and
say a
says, why
thing.
does he perpetuate this myth that you put your weight back on? You haven't put your weight back on.
You did.
The infamous Dominic Barber told me I didn't put my weight back on.
Yeah.
Well, you know him.
He'd praise for a body like
Got
yours.
fat on his eyelids.
All right. Anyway, the point is, go see Jackie's outfit. See if you think he gained his weight back.
There you go.
On this momentous occasion.
Get out of here.
Is that a scale, Gary? Gary, is that a scale?
I'm not standing on that.
Stand on the scale if you're not.
I don't want to.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Nope, I'm not going to do it.
Why? Stand on the scale.
He keeps talking about this big myth, but he won't get on the scale.
I'm not
He keeps claiming that time that he got on the scale, to make me feel better, he grabbed onto the ledge.
So tell him to get on.
To make his weight seem better so that, that he would seem heavier and I wouldn't feel so bad.
What did I weigh that day?
You weighed 207. I don't think you're that heavy, but I think...
I do.
I got to guess that you're at least 185, if not 190. I'm going to guess.
I'll bet you he's 200. I'll bet you he's 200 with his
Wait a second. If you're supposed to be 165, right?
Get it.
That's what you said you weighed.
That's what you said.
That's what your lowest weight was.
Yeah, that's what my lowest weight was.
So if you're
6 months ago.
So you did put weight on then.
I have never denied that I put some weight. You guys, you talked that I
what do you
put
weigh
all my
now?
weight back on.
What do you weigh now?
About 230.
What do you weigh? What do you weigh?
About 185.
All right. I'll tell you what, I'll spot you 10 pounds. Take 10 off of whatever it says on there. Just stand on the scale.
I don't understand what the question is.
In other words, if you weigh 195 on the scale, you weigh 185. Howard's giving you 10 pounds.
I'm spotting you 10 pounds. 10 pounds for clothing and whatever else you got on.
Leave the jacket on.
This is
take the jacket off. Take off whatever you want. Get nude if you want.
Can I strip?
Yeah, strip.
Down to my underwear?
Strip down to your underwear.
We don't care.
Say Las Vegas again.
Okay, in Las Vegas, Jack will be doing this on the scale. Go ahead. Step on there.
And don't hold on to anything.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't hold on to anything.
He just farted in
Let go.
Gary's face.
Let go. 197.
All right, so you weigh 187. You gained back your weight.
Wait a second. Let it slow down. That's one. It's 197.
197. So you gained your weight back.
So 187. So now you weigh 187, but that's what the clothes on.
And by the way, you could take off 10 pounds. I'll take 5 off. He weighs 190.
Right. I don't weigh 190.
So what? You gained it's obvious to everyone you gained your weight back.
I didn't gain it back. I was 215.
You were 215. You went down to 165. Then you said you're keeping your weight around 170, 172. And whenever it gets above 172, you go back down and you watch
And
yourself.
that's what I was doing.
So now you're up to 187.
It's time to get it back.
187 spotting you the 10 pounds.
Are you in denial or what?
Yes.
All right, look, that was no fun proving that. Thursday night,
how's your weight doing, boss?
Mine's doing good. I'm at 200 and
195 or?
No. I'm at 200 pounds. Want me to get on the scale?
Yeah.
Sure, I don't mind.
Okay.
I got to take off a bit.
No.
I'm going to take my shoes off. Is that
I left
right?
my shoes on.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right. Can I take off this?
I don't care.
What is this?
One show at 9 o'clock at the Riviera Hotel Saturday night.
Yeah, come on.
I thought you should open this. Hold on. With the scale.
Yes.
This is an outrage. 212?
So take off 10 pounds. I'm wearing boots. Take off 10 pounds. So I weigh 200, what I said. I don't lie. I don't lie about my weight.
Okay.
You fat pig. Thursday night, May 5th at Toppers on Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn. Go see the very heavy Jackie the Joke Man Martin.
Oh, you're full of crap.
All right.
That's not funny.
Like women over here arguing about your weight. Be upfront about it. Be a man. Say you gained it back. Nothing wrong with it. You're eating like a pig. You're over at Roy Rogers every day. You're eating 1,200 buckets of chicken.
So good.
Meet Stuttering John today from noon to 2 at Record and Tape Traders. Where is he?
He's very ill.
There.
He's over there in Towson, Maryland?
He had to go down to Washington this morning.
How do you say that, Robin? Towson?
Towson.
Towson. And from 4 to 6 at Kemp Mill Records in Rockville, Maryland. Saturday at 2:30 p.m. at Strawberries in Kenmore Square, Boston. Also, Miss Howard Stern will be at the Super Sale this Saturday, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Boy, she's a piece of ass at the Meadowlands Convention Center at Harmon Cove. And don't miss our good buddy Dee Snider, who we haven't seen in a while, with Widowmaker. Tomorrow at Stevie T's in Trenton, New Jersey. And also on Saturday, April 30th at Club Benet in Sayreville, New Jersey. He's great. If you're planning a wedding or party and need a great DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment toll-free from any city, 1-800-PARTY-MC. If you'd like to hire Scott in the New York area, call 718-BAG-5040. Robin?
Yes?
Always good to see you. I'll see you tomorrow for the big Friday show.
Oh,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Short week.
It's Friday already.
Yeah, beautiful. Can't come fast enough.
Not for me.
More chicken.
Not Vegas.
We'll see you tomorrow.
97.1 The Eagle.